Baturdays, Baturdays. Omnidog in the Minister of Comics. Talk forever, get right your ergonomics. Taking questions from the chat. With a name like that, you think they talk more about the band. Baturdays, Baturdays, Baturdays in the BatCave.
Heyo, Omnidogs and Omnikittens. Welcome to Baturdays in the BatCave. I'm Omnidog with my co-host OMGSamantha.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Do you you think this could possibly be the worst show ever?
Yes, please don't get your hopes up, everyone.
I've had plenty of awful shows, and those are usually by myself. So whenever I have somebody else to talk with, it usually goes well. So we'll be okay. James is saying
We'll see.
that's impossible. Omnidog's worst show ever will be the day he asks VFC to join him for Baturdays. That will that very fine condition as that would actually be a good guest for Baturdays, I think. I know his wife was good, so I'd like him to be a guest sometime.
He'd be a great guest. His knowledge is insane.
Yeah, and plus at night he's already drunk, so then he's even going to be better.
Mm-hmm.
William Lee here. Good to see you, William. You can't handle Omnidog's vault at its worst. You don't deserve it at its best. Okay. Bunk in the chat. I woke up just so I can catch the beginning of the show, then probably go back to sleep. How are you feeling, Bunk? Yeah, Bunk was not feeling well earlier today for a show.
Oh no, I haven't watched that show yet.
He has a very bad head cold, and that he was generously given by his daughter, I think. So
I hope you're feeling better, Bunk.
There you go. And a fellow Kiwi, soon to be Kiwi. I don't think he's taken his vows of New Zealandiness or whatever it's called.
I think he's been here long enough. He can call himself a Kiwi.
I think that he's going for full Kiwiness, though. He's going to be getting his Kiwi hood here soon. Beyond Comics, 2 Kiwis on the Omnidog show in 1 week. Great to see some representation of your NZ correspondents. Yeah, my Kiwi correspondents. I am very happy to have them. Freddie's here. Freddie, I thought you were at a wedding. Omnidog's worst shows have all had me and people still seem generally nice. You got this, Samantha. Freddie, I think are you there? You're supposed to be at a wedding, I think, Freddie. Happy Baturdays to everyone. Thank you, Sazmurf. There's Mallory. Excited to see you finally made it onto Baturdays, Samantha.
Mallory. Happy to be here. I'm very nervous. I was just telling Jess before we went on that I'm very nervous. Just the thought of everyone watching.
If it helps, everyone's excited to say hi and see you. So it's not like I get trolls on these things or anything. They're happy to.
Well, everyone in the chat's nice. Like, these are people that I've sort of spoken to every now and then, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's still pretty. I'm nervous. I'm very nervous.
Okay. Well, hopefully, admitting it is a help, and then you'll get into the flow of just talking to everybody and me, and excuse me, you'll forget about it, or maybe you won't. I don't know. I don't know. I'll try and do my best. Yeah, Bunk. Hope you feel better. Blah 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 blah. Bunk. Hope you feel better. Digging the thumbnail. Very clever. That was upper management who did that. I gave her a little guidance, and she made that so everyone can know what New Zealand looks like. Prater7, hello. I'm going to skip this. Stop running yourself down in the chat. This is my first ever live Baturdays in the comments section. Oh, welcome to the comments section, Crisis. Baturdays theme song will never get old. You know what else won't ever get old, Kane? This. That's just for you there, Kane.
I love that as well. It's great.
Oh, well, then wait a sec. And then if we have time to kill, I have 43 seconds of Kim Cattrall scatting, and it's, I don't know if you've ever seen it. Do you know who she is? Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. I barely know who she is.
So I do watch, like Peter just mentioned, I've been there to watch all the videos. I do watch like all of your videos, Omni Bros, Omar's, Jake's. I don't think he even knows who I am. I watch everyone's videos.
That's really cool. Thank you. That's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good to know. Let's see. I have missed you, Jess. Hope you're doing a lot better, my friend. I am, Mallory. And your sloth buddy, Bunk, is here in the chat. You guys both love sloths. It's always a party times 100 when Crisis is here. Oh, hey, it's my favorite comics YouTuber, and Omnidog is there too, I guess. What the hell? Let's see. Let's kick it off with some classic Kiwi self-deprecation. Is that something? I know Canadians are famous for that, but are Kiwis famous for that too?
I guess, yeah. I do it a lot.
Hey, here's Marvel Bab again. He caught both shows today. Thank you. Oh, you're so sweet. Who is that beauty talking with Samantha? Love. It's Dupe. Yes, look at those shelves behind Samantha. I do. Yeah.
He's my stilt man.
Yeah, I have here's a question for you.
I put him there just for this video. He's usually in the corner.
I have back when I was a maniac, like in 2021. Well, I'm always a maniac, but I bought like 4 other hand ninjas so I could get extra legs for Stiltman.
Right.
I haven't broken them out of the box yet because I'm wondering, do I really need a tall Stiltman and 4 extra hand ninjas? So
yeah, you do. So I think I told you the story months ago, but so I went on a road trip last year with a friend, and I was really bad on this road trip. I spent every time we were driving, my friend was driving, I would have my headphones in. It was just, I was really antisocial this whole trip, and I was watching like every episode of you and SSD Toys.
Oh yeah, Tyler.
Yep. And I think I watched every episode you guys did together on that trip. And then when I came home, I bought like 6 Stormtroopers, and I don't even collect Star Wars.
Yeah, that's how it works, because Tyler and I would bait each other, and so that's why I ended up with extra hand ninjas so I could build this Stiltman to the ceiling. I will do it, but I need to finish setting up my Galactus, and I need to finish setting up my Sentinel with the X-Men. And I just got asked to please clean up because we have company coming over tomorrow. So I had to pick up all my X-Men figures. They're too giant.
That's my worst nightmare every time someone comes over.
Having to pick up your figures and tidy up?
Well, my room's sort of like, this room here is now it's turned into like a sort of like a tourist attraction. And so I live with my family, and we've got a lot of family living in this house. And my grandmother, who just turned 90, she's always like, go and look at Sam's room. And I'm like, stop. Stop.
So you do have a lot of figures on top there. I feel like that's more than when we first started talking with each other. Are there some new ones up there?
Probably, yeah. So this is like okay. Let me just disconnect my screen.
Sure.
My laptop for a second. So yeah, there's like that's like a Spider-Man sort of shelf, I guess. I've got villains up here, and then Spideys and everyone sort of there.
And then you've got
and
a
then I've
side.
got a little and then I've got like a little X-Men sort of
Yeah.
shelf, but that needs to go away because I need more room for my Spider-Man figures. Sorry, X-Men.
So what? Let's see what else. Fifth Jack. Hey, this is awesome. Welcome, Samantha Jane, to being in the true feature seat. LMAO. Very fine. Is afraid of other Hispanics and your superior Spanish. Super laugh hard. Good to
Thank you, Freddie.
Hello, good peeps. Good to see you. Super laugh hard. Let's see. Yeah, you saw Stilt Man, all right. She put it right up there. That's right. The secret about Baturdays is they ever actually, except we might talk about Batman today because BatMantha has been reading. There you go.
I like that.
She's been reading a read through for a pretty long time. It feels like you've been doing a lot of Bat reading.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that now?
If you want to, yeah, sure. Do whatever you like.
I don't know what to say. Yeah.
Where did you start in the Batman readathon?
God, I've sort of been going through it for like the past few years. Like when I got back into reading comics a few years ago, and I was picking up like the Nightfall trades, Jess's favorite series, his favorite event, whatever, Batman story. And I was picking up those like 25th anniversary pretty thick trades, and I was getting them from like sort of all over. Like I think I got some from Singapore, and I was getting some from Malaysia. And then that was like what I started reading, like when I wanted to get back into comics. It was Nightfall that I started reading, and I think that's why I like the story so much, is that I feel like that got me sort of back into reading comics.
Yeah.
And then from then, yeah, I sort of discovered, I guess, Omar's channel, and then I was like, oh, these books look pretty good. And then this sort of happened. Everything happened pretty quickly, I guess. But yeah, and then Nightfall, and then I was trying to read everything physically, which is why it took, I think, quite a while to read a lot of these stories, a lot of these books, and but I've nearly read everything from post-crisis up until New 52.
Oh wow.
And I've tried reading everything physically, but it's just with the early post-crisis stuff, I've had to start reading that digitally. And I go to my library a lot and get a lot of library books out.
So you've got a good library.
There's some things that aren't on DC Infinite that, like I think there's like one issue from memory. There's one issue in, I think it's Dark Knight Detective Volume 1 that's not on DC Infinite. So I had to go to my library and get that out, and yeah. But now I'm reading New 52. So
okay.
I'm finally.
Yeah.
Slowly making my way up, but I still feel like I haven't read a lot of Batman. I think because I haven't finished Snyder's run, or I haven't read Tom King's run, and yeah.
Well, okay, wait. I know
maybe one day I'll feel like I've read Batman.
Cycle's going to be in the chat yelling about Brayfogle and Grant. Where is that? Because he feels that's the. Where are you, Cycle? I thought there's Cycle. Okay, she's read Grant and Brayfogle because she's read post-crisis Batman.
I haven't finished. Like I've still got a bit of a chunk up until Nightfall. Maybe about 30 issues.
Okay. Does Sam like King Gizzard?
That's an Australian band, right? I think I've got like a couple of their songs on my Spotify playlist, but I couldn't, off the top of my head, I couldn't name like those songs. I'm sorry.
I couldn't either. This sort of happened. Too relatable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they hit the topping in just 13 minutes? Dang, that's got to be a new Omnidog record. I'm fine weaving the topic in and out, and we're gonna get to various places she's been, how you say the word ACAI, and why she likes bowls of it all over the world.
Oh yeah, acai bowls.
Acai bowls. Yeah. What's Peter's also on a post-crisis bat journey.
Yeah, I've heard him talk about that.
That's right.
Where are you up to in your read through, Peter?
Here's Pity Ma. That's nice. She's at work. Let's see. Samantha says relationship with X-Men ended. I only have shelf space for Spider-Man.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm going back here. No, Samantha's from New Zealand, Rafa.
I was just trying to type it. I can't do what Peter does and type and listen at the same time. I'm in awe of you, Crisis. I can't do that.
Show us your favorite figure. Which was your best figure haul? Which figure will you always buy a different version of? From Freddie. Do you have? Is it a spider figure? While you're thinking, I'm going to go get myself something extra to drink. So, what you can contemplate. I'll be right here.
I'm really into McFarlane's at the moment. I know Jess isn't, and a lot of people aren't. But I really like McFarlane's. They're probably what I'm collecting the most of at the moment. Mainly just focusing on like Batman, the Bat Family, and Batman villains. My favorite figure. So we're talking about McFarlane. I really like the Nightfall Batman. I love this costume. The gray and blue costume is my favorite. So I really like this one. What else did Freddie ask?
Your favorite figure, which was your best figure haul, and what figure will you always buy a different version of?
Oh, anything related to the Bat Family or Batman villains. I think there were some McFarlane leaks that dropped this morning. So it looks like. Do you guys want to know about the leaks or?
Yeah, I didn't know there were leaks.
I think they're finally going to be doing a classic Two-Face, which has been much needed. Because the only Two-Face I think they've had is the one from The Dark Knight, and I don't pick up movie figures.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so anything Batman, sort of Batman related, so Bat Family, Batman villains, Spider-Man villains, a lot of Spidey. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I feel like at San Diego Con we saw maybe it was a Supergirl figure.
Cape doesn't move. Sorry.
That's Batman there, the McFarlane figure.
That's my favorite Batman. No, I was just seeing if you can't get him in like a bat-breaking pose. I think you can in the new ones they've released. There is a new McFarlane 2-pack with Bane, but I skipped that because I've got the I think it was the first Bane that they released, the Mega Fig, which I had to go to Hong Kong to get.
Wow, yeah, I did see in your Instagram the store that you went to. There was like 5 or 6 floors of toys.
Oh yeah, it's like heaven if you're a toy collector. It's And I found it I was watching, I think I was scrolling YouTube or something, and there was this guy he did a vlog about shopping for like hot toys, I think in Australia, in Hong Kong, sorry. And I just wrote everything down because I knew I was going. But actually seeing these shops for yourself it's just crazy. And the one I go to, so if anyone's going to Hong Kong, there is a building called Inns Point, and that's where I believe has the best toys. They've just got everything. They've got it's 3 floors, and there's like multiple little shops on each floor, and they're floor to ceiling stacked with toys, and like everything you can imagine, not just Hot Toys, not just Marvel Legends, not just McFarlane. They've got like Pokemon, Funko Pops, trading cards, cars. I think they've got like robots I'm not too familiar with. They're all legit, Kane. They're like proper toy shops. I think I've only got one knockoff in my whole collection.
And that's what I was thinking of when I said Supergirl. I think I meant Batgirl, and I think I meant Mafex is what they're gonna is what I saw leak from San Diego.
I just bought my first Mafex a few months ago, which was really exciting.
Oh, what did you get?
I've got them right here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I got the Batman Hush. Oh god.
Ooh.
The gray and blue costume. I'm terrified to open it. So he's been in the box for a while. He's been in the box for about 2 months, 3 months. But yeah, eventually I'll get around to opening it. I'm terrified of breaking it, or because it was expensive. I had to get it from another seller here in New Zealand.
Yeah, they've sold out, right? You had to go to the secondary market.
Think so.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, someone in a Facebook group I'm in here in New Zealand was selling that, and I was in Europe at the time, and I must have been bored. I think I was bored on the train. I think that's what it was. I was on the train going somewhere, and I was just scrolling, and I was like, yeah, I'll get it. So I've got something to look forward to when I get home.
Yeah, I have one of the few. I don't have many Mafex. I do. One thing I have of Mafex is all of the Hush figures that they've released.
Mm-hmm.
And the last, I don't feel like I want Joker. I might get Riddler, but I feel like there was another, maybe it was the Hush Batgirl figure that I'm thinking of, because I don't see Batgirl up there.
Mm-hmm.
So those Hush Mafex figures are really cool. You're going to be really happy with that, because the capes are superposable, and
that's what they're doing now with McFarlane. So this is one of my most recent McFarlanes, and it's the Tim Drake Robin.
Oh, nice.
And a lot of them now come with these wired capes.
Oh, good. That's
like that's sort of a new thing that they're doing. The first one that I bought was the Cassandra Cain Batgirl, and I love that figure. That's one of my favorite figures of the whole year. And that one has a wired cape as well. So yeah, great for posing.
Nice. That's a great thing. I'm glad that he's done that.
Mm-hmm.
This conversation is making me want to spend money I do not have.
Do it. Oh, do it.
Yeah.
Spend money.
See, now we're working together. We're gonna get Peter.
I'm so financially irresponsible.
I find my fear of opening dissipates when I do it live with Jess, and I can blame him. That's true. You and I could have an unboxing toy show someday, Samantha, if you wanted to.
Well, I've got figures here that I haven't opened yet. Like, this is a pretty recent one, the new She-Hulk. Have you seen that?
Oh no! Oh yeah. Does that come with the thing
that
she's
comes
bent?
With the gun?
Yeah, that she's bent.
She's like bending it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a nice looking figure.
I haven't opened that. I haven't opened that yet. I'm just gonna throw it on the ground. And this is one of my newer ones too that I haven't opened yet, and that's Joker and Punchline.
I still haven't read any Punchline. I really need to.
Me neither. I don't know who this is, but I knew that I would regret it if I didn't get it.
Yeah.
I do know who Punchline is, but I just haven't read anything.
Same.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're already a top tier guest according to Crisis. The She-Hulk has Crisis level hair. I love it. Y'all need to read Tiny Onion Batman. Crisis telling me I need to read Batman is something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's something I never thought would happen.
I brought these right before the Omni was announced.
Yeah, I'm keeping my hardcovers too.
It's just so disappointing.
Yeah. Let's see. Cycle approves of your Nightfall Batman. That's good. James wants to know, who do you think makes the best figures, Marvel Legends or McFarlane?
Marvel Legends, definitely. I think just like posing them, it's just, they're just so much nicer, you know, in your hands. They pose so much nicer. With McFarlane's, I don't like, they have these like these diaper pieces here, and if you have them posed like in a position for too long, sometimes that can sort of stretch, and the figure can look quite weird. But I like both.
Yeah.
I do think Marvel Legends are a bit better, and Marvel Legends are easier for me to get here in New Zealand because they actually are sold at like some stores. McFarlane's, I now have to order them from overseas, so there's like no stores that sell them here.
I've always liked the face sculpts on Marvel Legends the best. They're really, really high quality face sculpts.
I think McFarlane's getting a bit better. Like, this was also my most recent figure. This is the new Penguin, and I think his face is pretty good.
Yeah. They're having trouble with Superman's face. They just can't get a good Superman face, I feel like.
Well, I think there's a few more Supermans coming, so a few more Superman figures coming, so hopefully one of them is right.
I'm going back just to see. Jake just got Bullseye Batman from Walmart.
Nice.
Love a classic blue undies Batman. I just cannot believe Crushing Crisis is now reading Batman unironically, full speed ahead, and loving it. This is a Crisis I did not know from 6 years ago. This is amazing. I didn't see this. Every time Jess debuts a new coast, it is like he's bringing a new boyfriend home to meet his dad, which is me. You're my dad. That is pretty funny. Samantha, I'm only in 1990 on my Batman read. I'm trying to catch all of the continuity Bat titles as I go. I usually devote a month or two of it a year.
Nice. That's sort of where I'm up to at the moment, but I mean, I've only got about 1990 to 1992 or 93 to go, and then I'm sort of like, I didn't know how much Batman I had actually read until I had finished, I think it was The Black Mirror, and I wanted to know like what came after it and all that, and so I made like a spreadsheet. I'm one of these spreadsheet people.
Yeah.
And so I started writing down like all the issues, where they're collected and all that, and what hasn't been collected. And then I realized that I've read a pretty big chunk of Batman and Detective Comics. So now I'm sort of just going in and filling in the gaps.
Wait. Harvey needs to know your music taste in order to judge her. He's big on judging people. So who are some of the artists you like to listen to?
I like everything. I really do like everything. I listen to. So I grew up I'm a wrestling fan, as I think some people know. And
oh, we're getting to that.
Oh yeah.
Bunk, are you still in the chat?
Wrestling was my introduction, I guess, to rock music. So I like a bit of everything, but I mean, rock was my love for a long time, like Metallica and Rob Zombie, and I grew up in the 90s, so Marilyn Manson. Don't want to discuss anything else that's going on with him. Yeah. But I like everything. I like hip hop. I like pop. You know, my favorite artist right now is Doja Cat. I'm a big, like, obsessive Doja Cat fan. Gaga. A bit of everything. A bit of the Beatles. A bit of old stuff. The Doors. Bowie.
Nice.
And
That's
Johnny
great.
Cash. I really do listen to everything, except classical.
And I do actually know who Doja Cat is.
Okay.
I can't say I know.
That's like what I'm wearing now. It's the Coachella Doja Cat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you do sound like you like a lot. Johnny Cash, Beatles. It sounds like you like a lot of really cool stuff. Now we've already had in the green room before the show, we had a discussion. BatMantha and I did about, is it Maori? How do you say Maori?
Modi.
Modi?
Sure.
Okay, so you got Modi right there, apparently. But what about Kia ora or Rita Ora? Or what am I saying here? How do I say Kia ora?
Kia ora.
Kia ora?
Yeah.
Kia ora. And that's hello? Good morning?
That's hello. Yeah.
Hello. Kia ora. Kia ora.
My pronunciation of Māori words is not the best. I did tell Jess before we went on that. Yeah, so I did make like a travel. I do a lot of like travel content creation, and during COVID, I did make a video on highlighting places around New Zealand. Like, these are the places you must go to if you're coming to New Zealand. I did a few of those, and I mispronounced a lot of the locations, or I think everything was understandable. It just wasn't the proper pronunciation. And I had every now and then I had like comments being like, you could pronounce it properly. I was like, sorry. And then I never made another video.
I understand completely. Let's see. Let's see. Did we talk about what your favorite stories are so far in your bat read?
I don't think so. Someone did ask me that recently, and I've liked nearly everything I've read, and it's easier for me to talk about the books that I didn't like. Hot take, I think Hush is overrated.
Okay.
So I just think there's better Hush stories, like Heart of Hush, which that was my favorite Hush story, and I really enjoyed that story. Broken City I didn't like, but I do want to give it another shot. I read that digitally, and I want to read that again physically. Maybe I'd like it a bit more.
I've heard other people that didn't. It seems to be a divisive story. A lot of people like it. A lot of people don't like it.
It took me a while to get into. I don't think I ever got into that, actually. But I do want to try it again. Like all the books that I didn't like, I am willing to try again, except for Deadpool by Joe Kelly.
You really didn't like that? Wow.
I hate that. It nearly stopped me. It nearly stopped me from reading comics. And I'm not kidding.
Wow. Well, I respect that, because everybody's opinions are valid as long as there's respect and no hate in it. But I'm also kind of bummed, because I loved that Joe Kelly, and to see that you it almost stopped you reading comics is really devastating. But I'll get over it. Okay.
I went right back into Spider-Man after that. I was like, I need something I enjoy.
Well, It's been 3 years since I've read Spider-Man. Once Kristen and I hit that Sin's Past storyline in the J. Michael Straczynski run, where Norman, are you familiar with that? You know what I'm talking about.
I've got it. I haven't read it. I do know about it. I am going to get to it as well.
That stopped me from reading any Spider-Man. I haven't read Spider-Man since then, so I understand how you feel. After you hit a point with something you dislike so much, you got to go find something else. Leave it for a while. Go find something else you enjoy. Give it another shot, maybe later.
Well, I think, I don't know what it was. I think Deadpool is a better character in the movies than he is in the comics.
His movies have been great.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun, but comics, I'm not really interested in reading any more Deadpool.
Oh, okay. So you generally don't like Deadpool comics at all?
I mean, I would like to read other runs, but it's not something that I'm jumping into right now. That can wait a bit.
Yeah.
Yes. Freddie did say to read. Is it Dugan's Deadpool?
Dugan and Posehn? Yeah, that's my favorite Deadpool run.
I did rent it out from the library. I think I rented the first complete collection out, and then I just didn't read it, so I took it back. But I would like to read that. But I think I'll probably read it digitally, but I just don't have, like, with everything I'm reading now. So I've got a stack of books next to me right now. Because I'm doing like a pretty big Batman reading order right now. Like New 52 is what I'm reading.
Let's take a look at that.
I don't have time to read anything else.
Well, you need to concentrate on what makes you happy.
Yeah, I gotta concentrate on Batman.
Yeah.
So I mean, of course, Batman by Snyder. And I'm up to, I just finished Death of the Family. In this and I'm just going to put these on the floor because I don't have room for anything else on this desk anymore. And also Batman and Robin. Just finished Death of the Family. So issue 18 is where I'm up to on those. And then I'm also reading like the Batgirl omnibus, and I'm reading Nightwing in trades, Red Hood and the Outlaws digitally, and I just started last night. I'm finishing the Batman Incorporated. So
it's all okay. So it's all New 52 Batman that you were working on.
Yes, now. and Detective Comics, Batwing as well. I've got the Batwoman omnibus, but I haven't started that yet. Someone asked in the comments how many issues I read a day. It really depends. Like, I've had a migraine for the past 5 days, so I've tried to do like a little bit of reading. If I'm feeling a bit better, I might read just one issue. But I mean, usually I try to read about 10 at least. Like 10 of this stuff. If it's Silver Age, like Silver Age Spidey or Silver Age Daredevil, then like 5 issues. I'm pretty happy with getting through 5 issues a day.
Yeah, that's very good and very disciplined. Beyond Comics says, what have you thought of Court of Owls and Death of the Family? I adore them both.
I liked them. I liked them both. I think I liked a lot of the tie-ins for well, not a lot of the tie-ins, but like some of the tie-ins for Death of the Family, maybe a bit more than like the actual story. I liked the Batman and Robin stuff. I can't remember. Yeah, I'm enjoying it, but it is sort of like everything's sort of, I guess, bleeding together as well, and I'm getting a bit like forgetful about not forgetful about what I've read, but everything's sort of like blurring together.
Yeah, I get that.
But I've liked everything I've read so far. Like even like I know a lot of people don't like Red Hood and the Outlaws. I think people on Discord actually were having a discussion about this morning. And I get why people don't like it. Like if you've got like an attachment, I think to like to Starfire, I can see why people wouldn't like it. But I think I can get through an issue in like 5 minutes. So it's just like quick and easy to read. And
this is New 52.
Mhm.
Yeah, I liked Red Hood and the Outlaws Rebirth even more than New 52.
Yeah, I've heard that was really good. So I'm looking forward to getting to that.
It's by the same writer, so I don't know what the difference is. People didn't care for the New 52 one, but I personally loved the Rebirth one when he had the Outlaws. The Outlaws, I think Artemis and Bizarro were the most interesting part of the book. I
thought it was quite interesting that James Gunn said that the New 52 Red Hood and the Outlaws was his favorite Red Hood. So there is a announced DC movie with Red Hood in it. So I don't know if I don't know if much is going to be taken from Red Hood and the Outlaws New 52, but
yeah. Emotionally damaging Deadpool over goofy Deadpool. My favorite Deadpool was Uncanny X-Force. I agree with that.
I don't have that. I keep passing on that to get other books. So yeah, I haven't got it, but I do want to get it.
It was one of my first Marvel Omnis, and where I learned to really like Deadpool. And Sazmurf is right. That is a great Deadpool. And James is asking, what about Gwenpool? She's 100 times better than Deadpool.
I haven't read any Gwenpool, but I really want to.
That'll be a fun surprise for you. She is very likable and gets in very likable situations.
So for someone who doesn't like Deadpool, do you think they like? Do you think Gwenpool's like a more likable character?
Oh yeah, she's very. I think
enjoyable.
She's very. And the conceit there is that she not only breaks the fourth wall like Deadpool does, but she breaks panels in there, and she's going into other issues and there's like no comic book physics in there. She knows what's going on and knows she's stuck in a comic book, so she just breaks all these comic book physics rules and just has a ton of fun. Even when evil Gwenpool shows up, it's still a lot of fun. So, and then Kelly Thompson wrote her into West Coast Avengers, and it was really fun. That's included in the Gwenpool omnibus. And I think it's lighthearted and fun, but it's not. It's not goofy. It's lighthearted fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously, and it knows what it's making fun of. And it's just a book that I found really fun and enjoyable. I don't think the similarity is their name and the fact that they break the fourth wall, but she's crawling through panels to get to other stories in the omnibus and falling into different worlds and stuff. So she's completely different, I think, than Deadpool. I think you'd really enjoy her.
I just had a quick look on one of the websites that I buy books from that I can't mention on here, right?
Oh, you can. You can do whatever you want. I haven't even mentioned organic price books. Talk about whatever you want. They're fine.
I don't know if it's still in print.
Oh. Huh. James, is Gwenpool still in print? Check for us.
It wasn't on the website where I recently won a $50 gift card.
Oh. Now, I could see it selling out there at IST. If it's on Amazon, then it's still in print. Let's see. Amazon. Oh, I've got Barbie dolls from Harley Quinn up here. What was I up to last time when I was on here? Okay. Gwen.
A Fifth of Jack just said that it's not in print.
Oh, it's not. Okay, thanks, Jack. Oh yeah, it's cover price at Amazon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I checked there as well.
Okay,
I've never paid cover price for any of my books, so no, thank you.
Don't start now.
Mm-mm.
As much as I love it, it'll get reprinted and you can get it then.
Yeah.
I totally agree that the movies distill what is great about Deadpool so much better than the actual comics. I'd say Simone and Dugan are the two that actually stand up to the movies, unimpressed with others.
Okay.
There we go. Do you can we see the stack of shame? I don't know.
Oh boy. Well, I did sort of mention everything that like I'm reading. And then I do have like a little reading pile, but it's
do you have a
like,
to be read pile?
Well, it's really just all these Batman books right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know that once I finish, I'm hoping to finish New 52 Batman by the end of November.
Wow.
That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, it's probably not going to happen, but that's that I would like to be finished it by then. And then I really need to get back to my Spider-Man read through because I've read for Spider-Man. So I started at the beginning, the Stan Lee stuff. And then I have read, I think, up to 252. That's the end of Roger Stern.
Wow, you are
so
a
it's
fast
just
reader.
The Black Costume Saga that I've got to read next. And then everything else, like to fill in that gap that's sort of in between Black Costume Saga and the Michelini and McFarlane Omni. I think I'll just read that digitally.
Mm-hmm. See,
I am one of those people that I do prefer, unfortunately, to start at the beginning, but that's really just for like certain characters, like Spider-Man.
Yeah. No, she doesn't even know what this means, but I need to turn it on because I actually am a big Ohio State fan. So this is college football.
Is that college football? Okay.
Yeah, which was what
I am a big sports fan, but college football and college sports sort of in general. I mean, I live in New Zealand.
Yeah. Right. Marcelo, I just read Red Hood and the Outlaws and I liked it better than other New 52 titles.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Something to be said for series that are always quick to read. Red Hood and Nightwing are now confirmed for the DCU as well as Damian. I wonder what happens now with Tim.
Yeah, I think they're going to do an animated movie with Red Hood and Nightwing. And it sounds really interesting. It's like it's a mix of animation and puppetry, and some of the stuff some of the stuff that company has made before is really interesting. It looks really good.
Cool. A3N Deathstroke New 52 was an abomination compared to Priest's run.
I haven't read it.
I don't think I even own I own Christopher Priest Deathstroke. I do not own New 52 because I have heard what A3N has been saying is it's supposed to be pretty awful. She'll try. Deadpool X Force is great. Gwenpool Omni equals best Deadpool Omni. Here's YP.
I'm sold.
Well, you're sold. Good.
Yeah.
YP, how's it going? Right. We stand a bargain hunter. She is a bargain hunter.
I am. Yeah. Yeah. I do like a bargain, and like most, I'd say about half of my collection of Omnis are like secondhand books. So yeah, I wouldn't have like this many books if I had to pay like full price.
And you said you get a lot from your library too, which I think is really impressive.
That's only a pretty recent thing, and that's like I mean, I haven't been there for a while, but yeah, I was reading a few books from my library. Yeah.
And where would you find those Omnis secondhand? Would it be Facebook Marketplace or used bookstores, or where would
So
you?
we have a pretty good Facebook group that I think Beyond Comics. I think he may have created that, or yeah, something like that. Anyway, and there's always a lot of people selling, and there's been a lot of people recently who have been selling their collection, like people who have been moving overseas, or just people wanting to sell all of their books. And so I always take advantage of that, because they're like, I've gotten books for like half the price of what IST has them for, so about 40 US. There was this one guy, and I bought like 15 Omnis from him because he sold them to me for like about 70 New Zealand each, and they were like big books too. So like Infinite Crisis and JSA, and
those are big books.
Yeah, big books, and some out of print ones like Annihilation and Annihilation Conquest. And so I thought I'm saving money by buying them now.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so you're what have you bought perhaps recently? Did you say you have a stack of what you like a recent haul maybe?
Yeah, I've got like a little stack of books that I've sort of put together, I guess, and like books that I've found secondhand again that I have wanted for a while and are out of print, like Punisher.
Whoa. Yeah.
I got that for a pretty good price. And then I got this one. We also have another website in New Zealand called Trade Me. Crisis mentioned it before, and that's like, I guess it's similar. That's the Back for the War Omni.
Oh yeah.
And so Trade Me is like, it's not like eBay, but it's like a buy and sell website. I did just get these for pretty cheap. The Red Robin.
Oh, those are way out of print. That's nice.
And I had wanted to read these for a while, and I got these for like $10 US for the whole set.
Wow.
So I'm always looking. And when I buy books as well, I always ask, like, I'll always send an email and I'll be like, do you have any other books that you want to sell that you haven't listed yet? So yeah, I can get everything for a pretty good price. And I did just most recently, I guess this is another one as well that I got pretty recently. And I did get this from Facebook Marketplace. That's the Iron Man by Michelini.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I did get my most wanted omnibus. I did get it a few days ago, so I was so stoked to get that. And it was my number one book I voted for on the reprint poll, and it didn't even make the top 20. So I don't need it anymore. It's Hulk Volume 1 by Peter David.
Oh, is that out of print?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I think that, so this I started collecting Omnis when it was still in print when I started collecting, but I just kept buying other books that were just a bit cheaper. Like, I think at the time I got like Gotham Central because that was like half the price. And I think at that time we had a website called Books Dispository based in the UK that have now closed. And so I used to get like some books from there. But it was really expensive. And then it went out of print. So I started reading it digitally like at the start of this year, and I really enjoyed it. I know everyone says that it does get better as it goes along. But even the first, I think I've read the first 10 issues, and I still really enjoyed them. And I just kept thinking, I really wish I had the Omni so I can read this physically. I do get headaches, so I do prefer to read physically. But I have been reading a lot digitally lately. But yeah, I do prefer physical books than digital.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely with you on the migraine suffering. I haven't had one, excuse me, in a long time, but boy, did I suffer from them badly in the early to mid 2000s through about just a couple of years ago, really. So
yeah, I get them quite bad and I get them quite often. And I think it's related to my posture because my posture's not terrible, but it's also like I'm not standing like someone with perfect posture all the time. And I'm always on my phone and I'm on my laptop a lot. So yeah, I think it's posture related.
Okay. James has a good question. Can you tell us why we should read Junkyard Joe? I've never read it before.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That is a book I got out from my library, and I got it out in trade paperback, and I loved it. I just thought it was like a beautiful story. Yeah, and I haven't read Geiger or any other Ghost Machine book. But yeah, I just thought it was a great story with great art, and yeah, I don't want to spoil it.
Is Junkyard Joe, is he the robot?
Yeah.
That we see in Geiger? Okay, so it's more of like
I
his
haven't read
backstory?
Geiger, so I don't know if he's in Geiger. I haven't read it.
That's how
But yeah,
I've heard of him.
He's the robot from the war, and I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil it. Just read it. Just buy it and read it. It's so good.
It's coming out in a deluxe, right?
Yeah, I think it's coming out next month. November? Yeah, November.
Okay. Well, she just talked about her whale book, which was Peter David's Incredible Hulk. Do you have a figure that you're wanting?
I think all the stuff that I want now is stuff that hasn't been made. So figure wise, I don't know. I'd really love like a spoiler McFarlane. They've just made a Huntress, so I do need to get that. I don't think there's any like Marvel Legends that I really need. I wish they had done something for Daredevil's 60th anniversary, but they did absolutely nothing because they were too busy worrying about Wolverine. So we got nothing. Yeah, I'd love some more Daredevil villains. The Owl would be nice. Whale book, like I want post-crisis Batman in omnibus format. I am going to get the DC Finest books, but I do really want that in omnibus format.
Yeah. And now you've got me interested in building my Stiltman really tall now. I'm going to figure out. I looked at the legs. I'm not even sure how I'm going to do it, but I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I've seen some crazy ones that have gone to like floor to ceiling or floor to the top of a bookshelf.
Yeah, mine won't be quite that high, but it's still going to be epic. And you told me I had to do it, so of course that's all I needed. Thank you. Well, she is a sports fan. Are you a cycling fan?
No, sorry. No.
Okay, here we go.
I love tennis.
You do love tennis, okay?
Tennis is my favorite sport. Yeah.
And do you love to play it as well as watch it?
I started playing it about 5 years ago, but I stopped. I'm more of a spectator than a participant. And don't get me started on pickleball. Everyone always says, "Well, you could play pickleball." Don't, as a tennis fan, don't get me started on pickleball. Destroying all the courts everywhere. Tennis, soccer, women's soccer. I love women's soccer. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
But I watch everything: rugby, NRL.
Is investment in college sports a thing outside the U.S.? I know it's not in my country. Investment, I think Cycle's talking about betting. He wants to gamble. There's a lot of gambling now. And no, that thumbs up right there does not count. No, I do not approve of gambling at all on sports. I think it's a big mistake this country's making.
Well, it's getting bigger, right? Every time I'm watching sports now, there's always I mean, I do the odd, like, I'll put an odd bet on for like a tennis match or something, or like a tennis tournament. Nothing major, but it seems like it's being encouraged now with so many people getting into it. So many celebrities, and yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a very dangerous thing. I am not a fan at all.
Oh yeah, I've seen people lose everything. So just be careful.
YP, I want to try some other Ghost Machine titles. I've read Rook, Exodus, and really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I've heard Rook Exodus is really good. I really want to read Rook Exodus.
Yeah, I really enjoyed.
I think that's coming out in, is it January, December?
No, as a deluxe?
No, sorry, I'm thinking about something else.
Okay. Priest Deathstroke is fantastic. Priest Deathstroke is pretty amazing. Jewish Dragons is here. Nice to see you, Jewish Dragons. Always good to see you. I am about to start Deathstroke New 52 Omni. Let's see how awful it really is. Having low expectation pays off.
Sometimes I do think, like, I know a lot of people say books aren't good. I prefer like finding out for myself and reading them myself.
Yeah. I am willing to buy the New 52 Red Hood and the Outlaws because I actually care about the characters. But Deathstroke's never somebody I've super cared about, so I don't know that I'm going to, if people are down on it and it's a character I don't care about, I'm saving up my excitement for Supergirl New 52, which wasn't even that great, but I love Supergirl, so
but I just don't know much about Deathstroke in general. Like I don't have a big knowledge of the Titans because I never watched I think I never watched the cartoon as a kid, and I never watched that show. Was it on the CW or something? I never watched that. But I did just get the new Teen Titans Omnibus Volume 1. So that's going to be, I think, when I finish this Batman read through, when I've finished like everything post-Crisis and up until when I've filled in those gaps, I think New Teen Titans is something I want to tackle.
Is that the classic New Teen Titans that's by what is it, Marv Wolfman and George Perez? Yeah. Great. Yeah. Oh, Peter has questions for you. Need to quiz you on where to find bargains in New Zealand. Any book I bought here, I pay a rich price. But the libraries in Welly are amazing. They have so much post-2013 Marvel. Yeah.
Well, libraries here in Auckland are really good as well. They get new books like all the time. I read like pretty new series like World Tree, and I think I'm on a waiting list for Tom King's Wonder Woman. So we get some pretty new stuff. But here in New Zealand, I mean, I do buy a lot of secondhand books from the Facebook group that I was talking about and Trade Me. I have bought Omnis also secondhand from overseas. Like when I've been traveling, I've bought some from Hong Kong, also from previous from other collectors, but I do buy a lot from Amazon, and I know a lot of people don't like it, but I'm in New Zealand. And they do have the best prices. Like Amazon Australia have really good prices in my opinion, and so a lot of my books are from there. IST, But I've got to, like, when I order from IST, I've got to order like 2 or 3 Omnis at a time.
Yeah. To make the shipping worthwhile.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Crisis, if you want to talk to Sam, BatMantha, you can always get a hold of her on Discord, my Discord. That's how she and I talk. So, sounds like you need to get on the Facebook group that Beyond Comics has helped create and that Sam goes to a lot. Sounds like she's getting bargains galore. What are you doing, Crisis? Exactly. Trade me as crap. Oh, well, you need to get into Facebook.
Yeah, some people do sell. Like some people do have some books up right now, some secondhand Omnis for like 300 New Zealand dollars or like 250 New Zealand dollars, and I've never paid more than like 180 New Zealand dollars for a book. So yeah, you've just got to look around.
Yeah. I think I'm the only one and the only.
Yeah. Peter's in there. I've seen him post them there before.
Wow, when you brought all those omnibus home, what did your family say? Yeah, what'd your grandmother say?
I used to do this thing where, like, because I sit in my lounge a lot, so I would just bring it into the lounge and start opening. And now I've started hiding everything, so I just bring it right into here. And then no one knows. She does come in here often, and she's like, wow, look at all the money you've spent.
Oh, look at all the enjoyment you've got.
Yeah.
Oh, Granny, come on.
Yeah.
Look at all the fun you've got.
She's great. I think a lot of my family also think that it's good that I've got a hobby, because a lot of people I know just don't have hobbies.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's like. I don't know what life like that is like. So
to not have a hobby?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's Harvey selling. Fine, sell your out of print books, but don't gamble on college football. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can sell some stuff. Sure. Now I know Samantha has good taste when her most wanted Omni is Peter David's Hulk.
Yeah.
I have to get.
It was my number one most wanted Omni. So disappointed that not enough people voted for it.
Yeah, but
now I don't care. Yeah, I don't care anymore.
I really liked Peter David's X Factor too.
Yeah, I want to get that. So I have also started like a X-Men read through, starting from Uncanny 1 by Claremont, and I've read the first 2 Omnis and I loved them. I read them in like a week each, so yeah, it was good stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just finished Ennis's Punisher run. Anyone else feel it's overrated? Maybe it got overhyped.
Which
for
one?
You,
the Max run or the Marvel Knights run? Because I liked the Max run. I have that all in those complete collections.
Beyond Comics, I did create the New Zealand Omni group. Small but great community. Everyone's happy to help each other get a deal. Samantha, Peter, let me know if you want to be an admin.
That's a big responsibility.
Yeah, it is. Smotherly Lion agrees. Peter David is so good. Oh, you've got chronic migraines with aura. They're horrible. Light and stress trigger mine. I'm sorry to hear about that, Kane.
Yeah, it sucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know what triggers mine. That's like the worst thing about it, is that I can just wake up one day and there it is.
Yeah. How do you read your Omnis? Do you have to place them on a table? Do you have a thing that holds them for you? Do you just stick them on your lap?
This could be why I get headaches. I do read them like on my lap, and so I'm like completely like bent over. But that's how I read them. But yeah, I have been reading digitally a lot more lately. So now, like when I want to lie down or something, I can just take my iPad. I bought an iPad a few months ago as well, and that's been a game changer.
Yeah, for digital
I can read
comics.
so much.
Yeah, digital comics look great on that iPad.
Yeah. And there's still so much that, that isn't in omnibus format, or that it's out of print, and, you can read it digitally.
Yeah. Freddie says bargain and whale hunting, expert, hobbyist, and reader. Yeah, she brings it all to the table.
Yeah.
I'm only in New Zealand. What is that word?
Aotearoa.
Say it again.
Aotearoa.
Okay.
That's New Zealand and Māori.
Oh, okay. Comic collectors, traders, swabbers, New Zealand.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm in all of those.
Samantha, highly recommend watching more Taylor Talks comics, and especially
I do watch him.
Manga Chat.
I do watch Taylor.
Taylor's great.
Manga, anything to do with manga, I'm not really. That's like a rabbit hole I don't want to go down right now. I do have like a little manga collection, but yeah, I find that once you start watching YouTube channels, that's when it's really easy to go down the rabbit hole and go a bit out of control. So we stick to this first, and then
you'll never go down the manga rabbit hole if you stick with me. I will keep you out of that.
Well, I do. So I am going to Japan next year. I'm going to Japan in a few months, and I keep saying that I want to read more manga before I go to Japan. And one of the books I want to read is One Piece. And there's like 120 volumes or something.
Right.
So,
I can't help you then.
If I could read like the first 20 volumes before I go to Japan, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Last few years with the reprints has been glorious.
Yeah.
Have you read anything by world famous Tasmanian cartoonist Simon Hanselman? No.
Nope.
No,
Sorry.
she's not.
Sorry, I just had to take some painkillers to make sure this headache stays away.
Good. Dom, welcome. Good to see you, buddy. Joey Richards, your neighbor 2,000 miles to your left or wherever Australia is. Joey's from Australia.
Oh, nice. Australia is my favorite place in the world. I'm a really bad New Zealander because I just love Australia so much.
That is one place, even though I don't want to leave the house, I do want to go to Australia and New Zealand.
It's worth it. It's worth it. My dad lives in Queensland, and I always describe it as like heaven on earth.
Wow. Who is your most favorite niche, underappreciated, minor supporting character?
Oh, I've never thought of that.
Yeah, why don't we come back to that? We'll both think of that. Yeah, we'll both think about it. That's a good question, Freddie. That's it.
Booster Gold is Booster Gold underappreciated?
Oh yeah, and he's way minor.
But I think more people are getting into him now because he's got the TV show coming out. But
yeah, that's a good one.
There might be another one as well, but I can't think of it right now.
Sure. Reading Batman Rebirth on a rainy Sunday with you in the background. Perfect day. YP Miguel just finished it as well. Wasn't too crazy about it either.
What is that about?
That was The Punisher.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
Oh no, I have trouble keeping track.
It was so long ago.
I don't know how I did that one. That post-crisis Batman is the one DC Finest I've pre-ordered so far. That's a Grail collection for me.
Yeah, so I'm getting that, and I'm getting the Catwoman ones that they're going to release. I'd love to get all of them. Like I started collecting epics a few months ago as well, and I'd love to get all of the DC Finest books.
Yeah, that's an exciting initiative they've started doing. Max Allen Collins, Batman is epic, underrated in a sea of Miller and Barr. LOL. Max Allen Collins is great. I didn't realize. Oh, what? It's about pickleball, so let's not get Samantha started.
It's slow, Peter, but it's.
Speaking of sports, I'm watching Ole Miss and LSU and just accidentally kicked Winfield, my older Pyrenees, who is sound asleep. LOL. I feel so bad. You should. You should feel bad. You've got 40 dogs and 25 cats. Be nice to them all now. Of course he is. Chris Wood, who plays for the New Zealand national team, is a good friend to one of my best friends.
Nice.
Is this rugby?
Soccer, and they're
Soccer.
playing. The New Zealand soccer team is playing here. I think is it tonight or next weekend? But I only follow women's soccer. Sorry.
Fair. I only care about non-cycling sports because of gambling. Oh my god.
Fair enough. Fair enough. As long as you're winning.
Donald Vick, since you mentioned Max Allan Collins, I've been buying the Ms. Tree collections from Titan Comics, good crime comics. Lance, I'm glad you said that because they just sent me, Titan just sent me the latest Ms. Tree collection that's coming out in November. So I get to have I don't know if I'm going to call it first look. I'll call it early look. It'll be an early look at it, the Ms. Tree collection before it comes out. So I'm going to try and do that this week. It was nice of them to send that to me. And they sent me a couple other books from their true crime stuff or whatever it's got an imprint. I can't think of what it's called. But I love their stuff. I love Titan Comics crime stuff. Hey there, Samantha. Are you an Ed Brubaker fan?
Yeah, I mean, I've read a couple of his books. I've read all of his, like Captain America and Daredevil. I've read like Where the Body Was and was it Night Fever? I do have Criminal, and Criminal's I wanted to read that this year, so maybe after my new 52 read through, I'll tackle those.
Fatale is great. It just came out in Compendium, and I really loved it.
I really wanted to read what's that other one that had a to be killed?
Kill or Be Killed?
Kill or Be Killed, yeah. And I think that's coming out as a compendium. I've wanted to read that for a long time.
Yeah, and Fade Out is one of my favorites. Maybe that's
in compendium now. I think that's already out.
Okay, that might be. Yeah, that's very much starting. That's very much one of my favorite books, and I'm glad it's been re-released. Kane is getting ready to go to New York Comic Con.
Oh, nice.
Oh, here's Stanley from Wales. You should give Deceased to go. It's one of my all-time favorite events. Same, yeah. Stanley.
I've read the first hardcover and I brought the second. I really like the first one, but I'm just going to wait for the Omni now. I'm not going to buy the other ones.
Yeah, The Unkillables. That book was my. I loved all the Deceased books, but the Unkillables one was my very favorite.
Oh, this one, yeah. I've got it like just sitting on the floor. Yeah, I haven't read this yet.
Yeah,
I did read the first one though, and I really liked it.
Good, that's good. Yeah, I thought it was amazing. Ghost Machine Hyde Street just came out. Looking forward to it. It did? I don't remember seeing that.
I think the first issue came out.
Oh, the first issue. Okay. I thought it was
I don't collect or read single issues, but I did want to get like the new Absolute Batman, but my local comic shop there's some sort of delay with DC books and they're not getting it until next week, which is really annoying. Because I think it's sold out everywhere now.
Yeah, I think it is. It's gotten very popular.
Yeah.
For Deathstroke, check out upcoming Deathstroke by Marv Wolfman. Really fun series with awesome covers by Mike Zack. I hope you love New Teen Titans. New Teen Titans is great. I wish DC would reprint those volumes with Perez Wonder Woman as well. Yes.
Well,
Mr.
I think they will, because they're reprinting everything. At least that's what it feels like.
Yeah, I don't know if if that Perez is gonna come out, get reprinted as an omnibus or a thick trade paperback.
It feels like they're reprinting all of their omnis.
That's great. Chris Kaufman may have missed Sam's thoughts on Morrison's Batman versus the early Snyder storylines. Grant's Batman, while being acclaimed often during their 7 years on character, still gets a lot of hate. Who the hell hates it?
I didn't hate it.
I love it. It gets hate.
I'm not really loving the Batman Incorporated stuff at the moment, but I'm only like a few issues into the new 52 stuff. So I'm hoping to finish that. I'm hoping to finish the rest of that book either by tonight or tomorrow. I didn't hate Morrison's run though. I've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed most of what I've read. But I've enjoyed nearly like every Batman book I've read.
Yeah, you're in a real sweet spot of Batman right now with the stuff you showed us. There was a lot of really good stuff. Kid Crisis got all of Strange Academy from the library. Freaking loved it. I loved World Tree. Nice.
World Tree was freaky. I just read the first trade paperback a few months ago, and it was freaky.
Freaky, huh? Yeah. Okay. Loving Tom King's Wonder Woman. I also love Tom King's Wonder Woman.
Okay. Does Crisis love Tom King's Wonder Woman? Because I know.
No, he does not. Okay. I can already tell you, he doesn't
I think I saw. I think I saw a picture of. I think James Gunn posted that he was reading Tom King's Wonder Woman. I think some people were like, "Oh no."
I think Crisis has no. I know Crisis has a very strong negative opinion on that particular book.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't read. I don't think I've read any Wonder Woman. I've got the George Perez Omni, the first one, and that's it.
For your new 52 run, that Wonder Woman is really good. Brian Azzarello and Cliff Chang.
I know, but I think I'd rather start at the George Perez stuff.
Oh, I'm just saying once you get the new 52 Wonder Woman, I wouldn't start with new 52. Yeah, start with George Perez. Absolutely. So when you travel, this is a good question. Do you keep open luggage space for possible figures and omnibus purchases? That's actually a really good question.
So when on my last trip to Hong Kong, my suitcase weighed 7 kilos going over, which is like, what is that? Like 10 pounds, 11 pounds. It was like the weight of like a carry-on. And I filled it when I got there, like on the way back. It was full of action figures, and I think I had an Omni in there and maybe some comics. I think I went over with only like 3 changes of clothes, and that was it. When I went to Europe, so I was in Europe for about a month, a few months ago, and I had to buy another suitcase.
Nice.
So yeah.
I love hearing that. Here's my Discord. Yep, that's right. It's where you can all get together and just relax and chat about things. Australia and New Zealand have some of the best prose novel covers too. I am jealous in most cases. Oof, y'all are trying to suck me back into Discord. I'll never read any comics. Just a way that I talk to BatMantha there sometimes. Kane, James. They're not long. I'm
gonna write that down. Sorry, BatMantha. I'm gonna forget that unless I write that down.
Yeah, write it down and keep it. Start calling yourself that. Because you have read a ton of Batman. I think you've come by that nickname.
I still feel like I haven't read a lot of Batman though.
Really?
I don't know if that feeling is ever going to go away. I do think it's because like I haven't read. I haven't finished Snyder's run, and I haven't read Tom King's run, and
Yeah. Okay. It's to me, it's
One day.
well, you're on a quest to read it all, so just that alone, that nickname.
Oh yeah, I do think like I'm hoping to finish this New 52 stuff pretty soon, and then I'm gonna take a break before I get to like Tom King's and Tinian's Detective Comics. I think I need to take a break after this.
That's where I need to pick up Tinian's Batman. I need to get going on that. I have everything in order and everything. It's ready to go, and I just need to read it, which I will do once I'm done with my X-Men read through.
Ooh, okay. Can I just ask the chat a question?
Sure.
Where do you guys keep your metal omnibus, like your Dark Knight's metal omnibus and death metal? Because I used to have it in my Batman section, and then I moved it, and I don't know where to keep it. Okay, so you've got yours in Justice League.
There it is.
Yeah.
M.
Mm-hmm.
Next to Justice League, but I also have a ton of metal figures.
Mm-hmm.
I love all these metal figures.
Okay, yeah, those are nice. I haven't read any metal yet, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to knowing who the Batman Who Laughs is.
Oh, it's so great.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I really love it. I just put it in M. I guess it could go for Dark Knights. You could put it under D for Dark Knights Metal, but
yeah, well that's what I've got it under now. It's under D, but I do sort of like the idea of keeping it with the Justice League stuff.
Yeah, I have a spot open there, and I think that's where I'm going to put Death Metal once I get to it.
I've got some reorganizing to do.
Batmantha wants to know where you guys have it in yours organized. Where in your collection is metal?
Yeah, there's a lot of people saying that they keep theirs with their Justice League.
Oh, okay. I'm way behind.
Sorry, yeah.
That's fine. Good. Okay, Justice League.
I'm
Okay,
seeing
good.
all the new comments.
Yes, migraines are terrible.
Yeah.
I already quit being an admin of Riley's group, and I was just his replacement. We quit, LOL, and I was free as replacement. Let's see. Oh, here's Jake. What up? Just wanted to pop in and say you two are the best. Thank you, Jake, for being here.
Thanks, Jake. I was just watching his latest video before we started this one.
Nice. He edits and puts a lot of time and energy into those videos, so you can really tell. And of course, Freddie with the real question. Okay, talk to us about your movie, candy, and ice cream preferences. Yes, I 100% agree with Freddie. Yeah, and Crisis is there real. Yeah. What?
I'm so boring.
No.
I don't eat a lot of ice cream or candy. I love talking about ice cream and I love listening to other people talking about ice cream and candy. I don't eat a lot of it.
Well, when you eat it, what do you like to eat? Like if you're visiting your dad in Queensland and you go to dinner and he says, "Let's go get ice cream for dessert." What would you get?
I mean, like you can't go wrong with like a salted caramel, you know?
Yeah, salted caramel.
But when I went to Italy a few years ago. Oh God, a few years ago. This was like before COVID. When I went to Italy 5 years ago, I had gelato like every day, and there's this gelato shop called Vinci, which I think is now worldwide. And they had like fig and mascarpone, and it was just delicious. I think I went back to that particular store like multiple times.
See, You're not boring. You've had fig and mascarpone gelato in Italy. That's great.
Yeah.
What else? Is there a New Zealand particular ice cream that you
Our New
like?
Zealand ice cream is like hokey pokey. So it's like vanilla ice cream with like it's Peter, help me out here. It's like vanilla ice cream, and there's like hokey pokey pieces. It's like
Pokey
what
piece.
is it? Okay, Peter said it's bits of cardboard, and it's not bits of cardboard. It's like
What?
butter, like pieces of butter, like what do you call it? Butterscotch, like hard
Butterscotch?
caramel pieces.
Okay.
I don't know how to. I've never described it to someone before, so I don't know. Like everyone here knows what hokey pokey is, so I've never had to describe it.
Hokey pokey? What?
But it's just like vanilla ice cream with these like honeycomb.
Honeycomb,
pieces.
honey
Yeah.
flakes. Okay.
Sorry.
Honeycomb.
Not
Okay.
butterscotch. My brain's not working today. I've had a headache for 5 days. Leave me alone.
Salty caramel and gelato are educated guesses, anything but boring. People take tours to your room, Sam. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's we got to stop that.
Hokey pokey ice cream. I turn myself about because I am not all about it. Okay.
Yeah. I can't remember the last time I had it. I don't know. I eat a lot of Halo Top because I am boring. That's like the only ice cream that I eat.
Or you could be smart watching your sugar and carb intake by eating Halo Top. That's a way to look at it.
Sure.
Price's partner recently made a caramel miso ice cream that was amazing. Emoji. There's a lot of good gelato in Auckland, though. We had a blast when we were up there.
Yeah, we've got this ice cream shop called Duck Island Ice Cream. That seems to be the most popular here right now. They've got a few shops in Auckland, and they're really popular, and they have all sorts of flavors too, like some pretty crazy flavors.
Okay, speaking of food, which is all the chat
Duck
is
Island.
invested in, describe what is in an what is it? Acai bowl.
Okay.
Because
So
I see on your Instagram that you like getting them various places. They look amazing. So what is that in that?
Acai bowls are my favorite food in the world. I've been eating them for before they were like really popular. Acai is a berry from Brazil, and I've never been to Brazil, so I don't know how they make them there, but they're usually made with like frozen acai. So it's like I think it's the berries like all blended up or something and frozen, and you can blend that with like some bananas, a little bit of liquid, and so it's like an ice cream, I guess, consistency.
Okay.
And then you can just put your toppings on top, some granola, some fruit, some honey.
Granola, fruit, honey.
That's how I like it. But you can
Okay.
put. I've seen people put like some crazy stuff like marshmallows and yeah. But yeah, Freddie said that trend has lowered, but well, I think it was trendy. It was like sort of like frozen yogurt, I guess. Like frozen yogurt was trendy, but I've been eating acai bowls for like 15 years, and I've never gotten sick of them.
And I have not
But
had a good
acai bowl is, you just can't beat it. And unfortunately, there's not many places here in New Zealand that make them. The best acai bowls I've had are in Australia. It's just acai bowl central over there. Like your cafe would go broke if you didn't do acai bowls or avocado toast.
With avocado toast?
That's like an Australian staple. Yeah.
YP, I haven't. Is it a breakfast food or is it any time of day food? An acai bowl?
I think it's an any time of day food. Okay. I can't even remember how I found out about them. I used to be into UFC a little bit, so maybe I found out about it through like like the Gracie brothers would have. If you're an MMA fan, you'd know the Gracie brothers, and I think they would do like these big acai bowl things after their training.
Okay, YP, I don't know. I've been out to breakfast. I've been out to lunch in my life here, and I just have not seen acai bowls. So ever since I've seen BatMantha's Instagram, where she always is, I'm in Poland and here's an acai bowl or whatever, and I'm like, what? I get it. So say it again.
Acai bowl.
Acai bowl. I'm like, well, how is she finding these all over the world? I can't even find them here in my, I can't even find them here in the United States. So I don't know. Mega, no, Samantha's in New Zealand. Oh, and here's, oh my God, Samantha's Instagram. If you want to go there and check out her.
There's like no point following me because I just haven't posted in so long.
I haven't posted in a long time either. In Australia, they have them everywhere. Freddie could make a whole tour of acai bowls. Let's see, Samantha. What are those figures that you have above your Daredevil Omnis?
Oh, above, not in front of. Those are some wrestling figures. And they really don't fit into my collection. I was going to start collecting like women's wrestlers because that's what I like. And they just don't fit into the collection. So I'm like, maybe I should stop. But yeah, so I did collect wrestling figures like 15 years ago, more than 15 years ago, maybe like 20 years ago at this point. And but I got out of collecting when I went off of wrestling for quite a while, like for a few years, and I sold like all of my collection. But yeah, I really like some of the wrestling figures now, and I did want to start another like women's wrestling action figure collection.
Oh, here's a whole thing about metal. Spider Sam. No, BatMantha is way better than Well, I like Spider Sam too, but I think BatMantha is the one that works for me. I know I need to turn this on, damn it. What is everybody saying here? After reading Batman for 50 years, people will still tell you haven't read enough Batman. Freddie keeps his metal omnis at my house. I keep my medals with my JL omnis. I don't collect DC omnis, but for Marvel, I have an event shelf. I have it Justice League, New 52, Justice League Dark, then metal. Yeah, I have Justice League Dark, then Justice League, then metal. Yeah, same.
Are you going to get the Justice League by Snyder Omni?
I have it in deluxes, so
okay.
I don't think so. If it was just standards, I would think about it. But since they were deluxes, I probably am not going to upgrade.
Okay.
Pidima is with the deceased section. Okay. Keeping my metal stuff with Justice League and DC events. That's a good point. It could go with if I don't have events segregated, but I understand why people do, and I can see why metal and death metal would be with DC events. I probably should have my events sectioned off by themselves. That would make a lot more sense. Okay. Aria, I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. I plan on ordering it as metal, Jail by Snyder, volumes 1 through 2, death metal on the shelf.
Okay.
No, we have nothing. We have no problem with migrants. Migraines. Those are what's terrible. Snyder's New 52 Batman is very complete. I don't think Last Night on Earth feels like an extension of New 52 run. Neither does JL or Death Metal. I did like Last Night on Earth, and I have the action figures for it, so that's why I liked it that much.
Okay.
Wait, Freddie asked and answered. Where's Freddie's question? Oh, this is about ice cream. Wait, we talked about ice cream. Oh, movies. What are the last 3 movies you watched, and what did you think of them, Samantha? Go!
Oh, geez. I did just watch Joker 2.
Okay. What did you think of it? I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
It shouldn't have been made.
Oh, what?
It shouldn't have been made at all.
Okay.
It was so bad.
What?
And like, I've sort of got theories on it as well. Like, I don't think Todd Phillips really wanted to make it. That's the impression I got. Like, I think the first one made $1 billion, and it won Oscars. It was nominated for Best Picture, and I don't think he knew what to do with this one. Like, Taxi Driver didn't have a sequel,
Right.
so I don't think he knew what to do. And I think everyone who saw Joker 2, or everyone who sees Joker 2, has an idea of the movie already in their head, and that's not what we got. And I think that's why so many people are disappointed. This was not Joker.
Well, wow, that is an amazing criticism of it. What other movies have you seen recently, including anything on like Netflix? Or, what's that?
I can't remember anything else I've seen. I can't remember. I'll have a look, because I do log everything.
Oh, you're the spreadsheet girl.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, the last movie I saw before Joker was Deadpool and Wolverine, which I loved. But like that's how long it's been since I've been to the cinema.
Well, I haven't been to the cinema since Deadpool and Wolverine. No, that was the last thing I left the house for, movie-wise.
There are like 4 movies out at the moment, though, that I want to go see.
Oh, what are they? No, I know you're not
Wild
a horror...
Robot.
What is it?
Wild Robot.
Well, oh yeah, I heard about that. My wife wants to see that.
I still haven't seen Transformers 1.
Okay.
And the Christopher Reeve documentary's out. I would go and see that tonight, but I've got things to do later. And I want to go see The Apprentice, because reviews seem really good. That's really the only reason why I want to go see it.
Okay. Excellent. Okay, ice cream. What were the other things he asked you about, food-wise? Well, we talked about
Freddie said, I don't think Todd Phillips liked the fans of Joker, so he tried to appeal to different people. I really don't think it's that deep. I just don't think he knew what to do. I think there isn't the story that Joaquin was like writing, wasn't he writing some of the movie like as it was going on, like as they were filming?
Okay, wait. Okay, there's a bunch of I'd go so far as to say the first one shouldn't have made Taxi sequel.
I like the first one.
Sequel, so I don't think he knew what to do. Quote of the year.
Well, yeah, I really don't think he knew what to do.
Wow, it shouldn't have been made. Yeah, right. I thought that was a great one.
I thought halfway through the movie, I was like, "There's potential here," and then by the end of it, I was just like, "No, it just shouldn't have been made."
Wow,
it was awful. And you being a Harley Quinn fan, I don't think you're going to like it.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I've been warned off it.
And that had nothing to do with Gaga as well. It was just the movie shouldn't have been made.
Yeah. Heck yeah, Sam, let's go with that opinion. Hot popular take alarm. I agree. Gracie's. Oh, we're back to the wrestling. Okay, this is a bunch of stuff that I don't understand. Gracie's are OG MMA legends. Do you still follow UFC these days? Lots of great fighters from New Zealand and Australia.
No, so I think I first got into UFC. Well, I was never like into UFC, but I knew of it and I knew the fighters and all that. Because I like back in the day, like 10, 15 years ago or something, we didn't used to get Monday Night Raw, so wrestling. That wasn't live on TV, so I would have to stream it on my computer, and I'd watch like all the commercials back when it was on Spike TV. And there was, I think UFC was, I think they had Ultimate Fighter or something on Spike TV at the time. I can't remember. And so I learned a lot of the fighters like through that, like Georges St. Pierre, and so he's my favorite fighter of all time. I don't watch now. I've got no interest in it. But when Israel Adesanya fights, it's like a New Zealand event, so I do watch those.
You watch
He's a fighter
what?
from New Zealand. Israel Adesanya.
Okay. Team Liv Morgan or Team Rhea Ripley?
Ripley.
You said Rhea Ripley.
Yeah. Don't even have to think about it.
Yeah. Now let's see. Okay. there was a big knot of wrestling questions there.
Yeah.
I don't speak fluent wrestling, but I know that it was candy. But she says she doesn't really eat candy.
I like weird stuff. So
good.
Like, no, no one's gonna think this is good except for me. I like licorice, which no one else likes.
Black licorice?
Yeah.
Wow. So
yeah.
You're the one person in the world they're making that for.
I am. Yeah. Like black jelly beans are also made for me. Licorice is made for me. Yeah.
Okay. That to me is fascinating.
I don't eat it a lot. Like I couldn't tell you the last time I ate it. Probably like a few months ago. 2 months ago, maybe.
See, Harvey, I'm not sure. Well, I know that I don't think
Sam. That's the Demi Moore one, right?
Yeah, it's body horror.
Yeah. Not for me.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't think this is for Sam, but I'm not sure I'm that much into body horror. I don't know that this would be for me either. I like spooky stuff, Ouija boards, demons, ghosts, occult, witches, that kind of thing. Stuff you can't see and it makes you scared. So I knew this was Freddie texting me. Okay, what is this? Oh, is this what you're going to have? This looks like this is what Freddie's having right now. Ice cream? No. It's ice cream, oat milk, and Honey Nut Cheerios.
Together?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's different.
Yeah, let's see a picture of it when you mush it all together. That's ice cream. The brown thing right here is ice cream. I recognize.
What flavor of ice cream is that? Oh, is that like chocolate?
It does look like chocolate. Yeah, that looks like chocolate, right, Freddie? With oat milk and Cheerios. I don't know why, but all of a sudden I'm craving whatever this gloppy mess is going to be. This was a great text.
My eating habits are really boring. Like I made myself pancakes this morning for breakfast, but they're not the pancakes that I think anyone else would make.
What? Why? What's it? Are they protein pancakes or?
They're just eggs and banana with like a scoop of protein powder. That's it. And then you blend it up, and it's it fries up like pancakes. But without the taste.
I don't see how you could think. Oh, okay. Here's a picture of it. Glop together.
Okay. I don't know what Cheerios are. Like I think they're sold here, but I've never tasted them.
Oh, well, that's what the little O's are, and they taste.
What are they like though?
Well, plain ones are pretty boring, but these are honey nut, so they taste
Okay.
a little nutty and a little
A bit
honey.
sweeter?
They're sweeter than regular Cheerios.
Okay.
And he's got where is the ice cream in this, Freddie? This just looks like a bowl of almond milk with or oat milk, and is there ice cream in there? I don't see the ice cream.
I mean, I can't see it.
Yeah.
There's so much Cheerios that I can't see the ice cream.
Yeah.
No, Peter, I've never had Cheerios. Well, it's not a New Zealand thing, right? It's I think we started selling them like 10 years ago. I don't think they weren't around when I was a kid.
This bit is going on too long. You started it by sending me this stuff. So what kind of ice cream is it? It must be blended in with the milk.
Interesting. I thought it was chocolate ice cream.
Yeah, I thought so too.
There's no chocolate there.
No, it looks like it's vanilla. This bit is going on too long. You're the one that sent me the pictures. Doctor Strange, Alien, Transformers. Wait, Spreadsheets, Apprentice, Candy. Bleep, 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 bleep. Even as a major Gaga fan, I find it hard to get excited about the idea of her as Harley, especially with Margot Robbie right there.
Well, I was excited about her as Harley. I was excited for the whole movie.
Mm.
And then yeah, I realized pretty quickly that it was not what I had thought it was. I think a lot of people thought that as well, because I think there was still a bit of Oscar buzz until they had was it the screening at Venice? I can't remember. And I think that's where people were like, "Oh, it's not good. It's not good."
Looking online, it seems like it is missing a lot of scenes with Lady Gaga that Todd Phillips removed from the final cut. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but it still wouldn't be good
with those scenes
because
put in.
It just wasn't a good movie. I think it did have potential. I think there's potential for like a good Harley Joker movie. I know some people don't want that, but I mean the potential's there. It just wasn't this. This was awful. And then I don't want to spoil it, so I'm not going to say.
I'm not seeing it, so you can spoil it. Yeah, forget it now. Okay, here's some Black Licorice love. All my European friends back in Philly love Black Licorice. They introduced me to the good stuff. The American stuff is crap.
Mm-hmm.
Mega Schweppes licorice is huge in Sweden and Finland. I'm one of the few Swedes that doesn't care for it. Now, are we all talking about black licorice? Because that is what we're talking about with Samantha.
I do like the red licorice as well, but I don't consider that licorice. That's more
okay.
It's not licorice. It's candy.
Yeah, people don't like licorice. My Cali buddies loved it in elementary school, primary, and middle school. This is black licorice, Dom. I've gotten the cereal out. Okay, I think we saw that. Just, didn't you have another guest a few years ago that tried to get you into wrestling?
Yeah, aren't you and the Omni Bros going to WrestleMania or something?
Lou is way big into wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. Yeah, I forget what that deal was. We wanted to go to Vegas or something, and see. Is that where?
Yeah, it's in Vegas.
Yeah,
tickets are so expensive now. So I'm lucky. I've been to 3 WrestleManias. I got comps for all 3.
Wow!
Because it's not something that I mean now. I think front row is $50,000 for the two nights.
I beg your pardon.
American dollars. That's what I saw going around on Twitter. That front row is like $50,000 US.
Wow.
Mm.
Okay. Peace and love to those people that want to be front row and shell out that dosh.
The problem is though is that everyone who's front row is always front row. Like you see the same people at every show.
Celebrities and stuff.
It's like a group of fans, and it's the same people at every show.
Huh.
Especially for like all the big ones.
Hmm.
So I don't even know if there's like an opportunity to get like, well, there is an opportunity, and they're $50,000. You can sit next to everyone else that gets front row seats. I think who I'm talking about. If you're a wrestling fan, like you'll see the same people in the front row. I don't know how they get their tickets. They must get comps.
Sounds like delicious and nutritious pancakes to me. Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
LOL,
it's nice with like some Greek yogurt, and I cook up some raspberries on the side and put it on top, and a drizzle of honey. And
sounds brilliant.
nice.
I like the sound of it. LOL, I was just whinging. I'm familiar with that term. That I've run out of my protein powder from Good For, and now I need to switch to Refill Nation Inside New Zealander bulk food baseball. Huh? Gotta layer that cereal per my recommendation earlier this week. It isn't enough to be cold. It has to be chilled. Okay. So it's vanilla ice cream in there. What was my, okay. So while we're on wrestling,
Okay.
are you interested?
Oh God.
Yeah. You know that I find this fascinating.
Sure.
But you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
Okay.
I mean, it's up to you. I won't even bring it up. I won't even bring it up since you know what I'm talking about.
I don't really know what you're talking about.
You don't? Your experience 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, so I got you mean when I went to wrestling school to be a pro wrestler?
Yes, that's the story I want to hear.
Okay. Yeah, I went to wrestling school when I was 16. I think I tried to get in when I was 15, but I was turned away. Yeah, I that was pretty much my dream was to be a pro wrestler, and I thought I was pretty good. I was always told that I was a natural. So we used to have the company was called IPW. They're still running. And we used to train out of a little shed in a suburb in Auckland called Kingsland. And it was like a little garage with one ring and a bunch of mats. And they used to have at that time women's only classes. So I was like, perfect. And I was 16. There was another girl in my class who now wrestles under the name Dakota Kai. So if you watch WWE, you would probably know who she is. She's a few years older than me, so she had been there a few years before I was there. But I got a concussion pretty early in my training, so I had to stop. But yeah, that's a story of when I went to wrestling school.
Did you have migraines before that concussion?
Nope. No, the migraines are a pretty recent thing, like probably in the last 5 years.
Okay.
6 years, 7 years. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it has anything to do with the concussion I got. I was 16 or 17 when I got that. So I don't think they would be related.
Okay. So
that was my dream, and I don't know. I think even 5 years ago, it was like a big what if. I did go back to training 5 years ago, and I just didn't have the same like love for it. It didn't get me excited. Like I didn't wake up excited to go to class, to a wrestling school. I'm so boring. I've only been everywhere on earth, including wrestling school. Yeah. But yeah, everyone said that I was a natural. I'm pretty athletic. Like I can do like all those flips and stuff
Really?
So it would have been interesting to see sort of what if, but and I did get offered like about a year later, I got offered a year after I trained here in New Zealand, I got offered to be kind of training with the head trainer at the time of WWE's developmental territory was called FCW at the time, and he like gave me his card and he's like, when you're ready, like when you're ready.
Wow.
But yeah, with the concussion, I was never ready.
And did you practice with Dakota Kai since she was in your class?
She had been there a few years before I was, so I think they kept like the newbies and the senior girls pretty separate. And so I would always train with there were like 3 others that I would really train with. But she was nice, and I remember her like being nice, and if we needed advice, we could ask her.
That's cool. And so
she was definitely, I remember going to the shows, and I remember going to the shows with my mum, and my mum's like a former bodybuilder, and so my mum's like a body person. And I remember my mum at the time being like, and I don't want to put anyone down who wrestles, but my mum at the time was like, out of all the girls, she's the one. Like she's the one that's going to make it. Like she's the one that has the best potential to make it, just based on like sort of that look alone. Wrestling's very like, this is there's like an old Vince McMahon quote that this is your money, and she had the best sort of look out of everyone.
Your mom?
My mum said that about
Dakota
Kai. Yeah.
Ah, okay. And now Dakota Kai's very famous.
Yeah, she's in WWE.
Yeah. Okay.
I think she's injured at the moment, but yeah, she's in a group called Damage Control. If you watch, if you watch wrestling, you'd know who.
Michael 031484 says Damage Control. Okay. She's had a bad go with injuries in more recent times, unfortunately.
Yeah.
There
is like, when I do watch the show now, because I think someone asked me like a few months ago, like, do you wish that was you? And I was like, no. So I've kind of gotten it out of my system now and sort of accepted it, that it's not something that it's not glamorous. And I remember like every fall that you do is just so jarring. Like you can feel it from the tips of your toes right to the top of your head. Like you can feel it everywhere. And like even when you get it right, you can feel it. And I think there's an old sort of stat that said that every fall you take is the equivalent of a little car accident going like, is it 20 miles per hour or 30 miles per hour?
Wow.
So yeah. I don't miss that.
Right. I gotta go get something to drink.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Do you want me to take over and answer questions?
Yes, go right ahead and do the wrestling.
Okay. Do the wrestling thing. Have I watched the Netflix documentary about VKM? Yes, I've watched about 3 or 4 episodes. 3 or 4 episodes in. I love how they use like wrestling terms to describe real life events. Like there's a bit in the first episode where Bruce Pritchard is like, the USA had heat with Iraq. Like no one talks like that. It's just wrestling fans. It's wrestlers. Let's see, what else have we got here? Someone was asking if I got comps to WrestleMania. Yes, I did. I used to know, I still do know him. There's a guy that used to work for WWE called Tony Garea, and he was a road agent for a long time. He's from here in New Zealand, and he became like a family friend, and he would sort of look after me when I went to WrestleMania. He'd give me tickets and sort of keep an eye out. Did you do gymnastics before wrestling? I did gymnastics as a kid, but I'm not really. I mean, I grew up with a trampoline, so that's pretty much it. Going through the comments. I had second row seats at a WWE show once. That's cool. House shows are like the best because you get to see, you know, when the cameras are turned off, they have some great interactions with the fans. Do you still feel the pain and aches from wrestling? No. I did get a concussion. I don't know how much that has affected me. I have the memory of a goldfish now, so maybe that's part of it. But no. But I do remember. I remember every fall, and they sucked. Which WrestleMania did I attend? I attended WrestleMania 24, 25, and 26. So I was really lucky. I got to see Ric Flair's last match, and that is his last match. I didn't. Well, it was his last match to me. I didn't see anything else that came after it. I got to see Shawn Michaels' last match. He's my favorite wrestler of all time, so that was great. Freddie worked on a wrestling movie. Ooh, which one? And old school guys, they used to cut themselves. Yeah, so they cut themselves with a blade on their foreheads, and that's the blood is real in wrestling. Having started as a wrestler, did that impact your thoughts on Spidey and help get him to be one of your favorites? I don't know. I was a weird kid, so I don't know what. My grandmother's got these photos of me for whatever reason. She loves these photos of me when I was about 3 or 4 years old, and I'm dressed in a Spider-Man outfit, and she's got them in the living room for everyone to see. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I was a weird kid. I was a weird kid. Says Murph went to WrestleMania 23. Well, I guess. I mean, yeah. I knew. So I went to an all-girls school, so I knew that I had to keep the wrestling a little bit on the DL, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Mega. Sorry, Jess, but this is now wrestling trivia with OMGSamantha featuring Jess. I've completely backed off and let her handle everything because I think this is interesting. OMG, you went to some sick WrestleManias.
Yeah, I did. I wish I went to this year's though. Like being in LA, I think it would have been probably the cheapest. You know, you don't have to fly to another city, just fly straight to Los Angeles. And I have friends in Los Angeles. So was this year in Los Angeles or was it last year? I can't remember. But yeah, I'd like to go again, but it's too expensive. Like it was so much easier when I had when I could get tickets.
If you had an action figure made of you, would it be wrestler or superhero?
I'd like to be a superhero figure.
I think you should be BatMantha.
BatMantha. Yeah, I changed my name on the thing.
Oh, awesome!
We're sticking to that now.
Nice. This year was in Philly.
Okay. Yeah, with Paul Heyman in the Hall of Fame. Sorry, I need to blow my nose.
Okay. I think that I need to get. Are you familiar with? He's in the chat a lot. He's in our Discord. Matthew Mongi. He's an artist, an illustrator for comics. He's a comics illustrator.
He sounds familiar.
Yeah, he is sometimes in the chat, but he's always in Discord. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have him workshop you as BatMantha, and it should be the colors from your favorite Batman action figure. That's the Nightfall Batman, right?
Yes.
Okay. That I'm going to commission him,
Gray and
and
blue.
we're gonna get you a Batmantha drawing of you as an action figure.
Okay.
I love it.
That would be so cool.
That would be. Which comic did you? Freddie's actually very good tonight. It's which comic did you pick up first and why? Was it
I don't
Nightfall?
know, because I bought comics as a kid. Like I have memories of my grandmother taking me to the comic book shop. I was raised by my grandmother, if you can't tell. So she used to take me to the comic book shop, and I used to buy like a few issues here and there. And then we also have a convention here in New Zealand called Armageddon. And when I was a kid, they were pretty more into comic books than what they are now. So I used to buy comics at the convention, but I can't tell you what my first comic book actually was. I don't have that. I don't know. But I think I used to buy like based on the covers and what I thought looked cool. But then I also have no memory of like reading them. I think I used to just look at the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I've got no idea.
Yes, she went to. I think she just answered this about Comic Cons when she was little and Armageddon.
Yeah, we have an Armageddon convention here in New Zealand, and they've got them like all throughout the country. Different cities have them. They're definitely not what they used to be. Like they're not really into comic books at all. Back when I was a kid, they used to get like wrestling shows were put on, and it was just like a sort of mixture of everything. Now it's just really like cosplay's a big thing, accessories and cards. There's always a lot of cards. I don't know. I don't know what they are. Yeah, anime, manga.
Here's another Kiwi here. Tom Richardson, sweet. We got a fellow Kiwi on the show. We'll rewatch show from beginning to night. Nice. Kia ora. They say it right?
Good enough.
Armageddon always strikes me as a way that C-list movie stars get their vacation to New Zealand paid for.
Yeah. It's quite funny seeing like celebrities come here for the convention, and then they do like little side quests to like Hobbiton.
Side quests, like they're in a video game gathering loot. Let's see. Yeah, WrestleMania. I don't think I missed anything. Did you answer this? Do you have pain and aches from wrestling, or were you not in it long enough?
I did answer that. I don't think so. I do remember like every 4 though, but no, I don't think. I remember getting like a bruise the size of like that on my back from the ring ropes. And I remember I wanted to like show it off, like you know, I'm a pro wrestler. Like
you're proud of it.
Yeah, and my mum was like, "Cover that up. Like, don't go outside. You can't go outside showing that off."
As a Kiwi, who is better, Xena or Buffy?
I didn't watch any of them. I didn't watch Xena growing up. I didn't actually watch a lot of TV growing up. Come to think of it, I think I watched a lot of music videos on MTV back when it was like music videos only. Yeah, I didn't watch a lot of television. I've never seen Buffy. I've never seen Xena, but I guess as a Kiwi, gotta go with Xena, right? Lucy Lawless.
Is she? Oh, she's from New Zealand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I haven't seen either of them either.
I don't think you're missing out.
Okay. I would like to see Buffy just because of Omnicat being in it into it so much.
Mm-hmm.
Spooey, welcome. I have nothing of importance to say, so I'm just acknowledging that I've been lingering in the background, working around the house while listening. Good to have you, Spooey. Thank you. William Lee, strong opinion on Buffy.
Sorry. I'm sure I would like it. I remember Angel. Was Angel Buffy? Yeah, he was, right?
Yeah, Angel and Spike, I think, were both Buffy.
Yeah. But no, I never watched it. I didn't watch a lot of television like that.
Did you William Lee also asked earlier, did you do gymnastics before you did wrestling?
Not really. I did gymnastics when I was younger, like a lot younger. But I grew up with a trampoline. So I would just always be on the trampoline. And like I used to like mimic or try to mimic what I saw on TV. So what I saw in wrestling would be mimicked on the trampoline.
Okay.
I had like a Pink Panther doll, which was like my wrestling buddy. And so yeah, it would be like swanton bombs and 450 splashes on the poor Pink Panther.
I think that's adorable.
I was so weird as a kid. I don't know how I had friends.
I think that's adorable. I'd be so proud of you if you were my daughter, that you were body slamming the Pink Panther and stuff and wrestling with the Pink Panther. That's awesome. Okay, wait, we have a few questions here. Have you said who your favorite pro wrestlers are?
All-time favorite, Shawn Michaels. Current favorite, probably Rhea Ripley and Will Ospreay.
Okay.
And Mercedes Moné. Mercedes Moné. I think Mercedes Moné is the greatest women's wrestler of all time.
Iconic cat wrestlers: Kazar and Zabu, Samantha and Pink Panther.
Yeah.
Is Dakota Kai the most famous wrestler from New Zealand, or are there other New Zealand wrestlers that have made it in the WWE or other companies?
Well, I mentioned Tony Garea before, and he was tag team champion for WWE many decades ago. And then, of course, there are the Bushwhackers. But yeah, and Dakota Kai. Yeah.
I love that you think
Toni Storm is from New Zealand. I know she gets billed as being from Australia. Toni Storm's from New Zealand. And Jay White, who wrestles in AEW, is from New Zealand. So those are some pretty big names right now.
I love that you think you're boring. I think this is because the chat is just super into everything that you're talking about because you're so interesting. I think it's great. So let's see. Okay. Oh yes, I remember the Bushwhackers. I remember them from my childhood.
And I think if you watch AEW, Jim Ross, like a few years ago, Jim Ross used to mention Tony Garea quite a lot. So that was pretty cool.
Okay. I know James has sent me pictures of some of the women wrestlers that Punk talks about so that I can get familiar with them, but it never occurs to me to turn on the television and watch them.
Well, Raw is always on during Omnibros. So when I watch Omnibros on my laptop on Monday night, and then I'll watch Raw on the TV. So I've got them both going at the same time. And
so
that's how I watch it. That's how I watch you guys. Always.
There's always a Raw on?
Yeah. Raw's live every Monday. Yeah. Monday night.
See, this has been one of the best Baturdays. So I could watch Monday Night Raw.
Well, you probably couldn't because it's on at the same time as the Omnibros.
I'll make it part of the show. I'll make it part of the show. Yeah. I'm going to say, Samantha, what'd you think of that move? Can you believe it?
I am watching it at the same time.
So, what was I going to say? Wrestling, Raw, blah, 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 blah. I lost my train of thought. When your next big trip that you have planned, you are a world traveler, and I think that's very interesting. because you're always posting some very cool experiences you have. It's not always you in front of, like, say, the Eiffel Tower or something. It's sitting in a cafe, or just really you're a very good photographer. You pick your subjects well, and it's not the typical, selfie in front of something. It's always, I feel like your
it's
pictures...
funny though, because like I get asked quite often to photograph like events, and I don't feel like I'm not good at like if I had to photograph like a wedding or like a sporting tournament, that stuff I'm not really good at photographing, and I get quite nervous as well. Like it's I want to make sure I get it right. But yeah, I'm definitely more of like it's really easy for me to do like travel photography, because I can just like take photos of what I'm seeing and all that. But yeah, when you've got to photograph events or like sporting events or like weddings or something like that, which I don't do. I do know a lot of people who do those, and it's a lot of pressure. You got to do it right. Whereas travel, if I'm like, oh, I don't like that shot, I'll just take another one. I can't really do that with like when I'm photographing like events or anything.
Yeah, and that's what you recently had a jaunt where you were in Europe, right? Or you got sick in Poland.
I got really sick. It was the most sick I've ever been on a trip. Well, it's the most sick I've ever been, like, ever.
Oh, and it
was so funny. It was so funny too, because I got sick the morning. I was up at like 3 or 4 in the morning, just like throwing up. I won't say like any more details, but like we had to check out of the Airbnb at like 10, and then like my friends thankfully were like messaging him, and they're like, can we check out later? And he's like, okay, 12, that's it. And anyway, like 12 o'clock comes, and the guy is standing outside the door, and I'm still like running to the bathroom, like throwing up. Like it was a big mess, but yeah.
Well, aside from that, I thought you did the pictures. Yeah, no, I thought I'd bring it up because to me that's one of the worst things that can happen to a person. It's bad. You want to be home when you're sick, because you just your own bed. You live with your grandmother, your mom. They can take care of you. And to be like on the other side of the world and you're feeling this way, I just think that is just one awful, terrible feeling. But you got a lot of really good, interesting kind of slice of life pics that I saw when you went to Europe. So
I really enjoyed photographing like the buildings and stuff, because the buildings in Europe are like just sort of so old, and we don't have that here in New Zealand anymore, because they're trying to get rid of them. But yeah, and like I loved being in Spain, and like people have the flags, the Catalonia flags, like hanging out the windows and stuff like that, and that stuff was a lot of fun.
Now Spain has its own very different timetable for like when to eat, and they eat very late, and then they all go out, right?
Oh yeah, like cafes are still open until like midnight. We don't have that here. Like nothing's open at midnight in New Zealand, but that was so cool. Yeah, seeing just people live,
Yeah, Spain really comes to life late at night, and that's why the workday starts at like 10 a.m. and they have a big siesta in the middle because they're all exhausted from the night before.
Yeah,
which I find fascinating. I think, and you captured a lot of that too, which I thought was good.
Okay, that's good. There are like, after I got sick, I think I posted on Instagram, like I posted a story like, oh, I'm so sick, I'm so sorry. And then I stopped posting, and my sister texted me and she was like, people are gonna think you died. So I was like, oh, whoops. But there's like so much stuff from Europe that I still haven't even posted. Like I really did stop posting after I got sick. I stopped posting stories. Like, I never posted anything from when I went to Germany. I never posted anything from London. And I did another trip a week later, or like 10 days later, and I still haven't posted anything from that trip at all. I haven't even posted stories. So one day I might just randomly like post it and pretend I'm there now.
Here we go. Rising says, where does Jess get such interesting co-hosts? See, it's work. I go out and I find the interesting people. The interesting people who don't know they're interesting. This is what I like.
People that don't think they're interesting.
Yeah, you think you're boring and weird, and you're actually incredibly interesting.
Very weird.
So I knew you'd be a good guest. Samantha Jane, favorite European country, and why is it Sweden?
I've never been to Sweden. I really want to go. I love Spain. Spain is, I'd like to live there, like not permanently, but maybe for like 6 months or something. Yeah. Spain and Italy.
I can see that. Yeah. Jess should also have the wrestling on during his Omnibros streams to see his random reactions. I kind of do like that idea. Omnidog. There we go, Eric. Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Jess is going to be so distracted on Monday nights now. LOL.
Well, it's kind of great now because it's only 2 hours.
A new Omnibros bit is born. What's that?
No, Raw is only 2 hours now. It used to be 3 hours, and as of last week, it's gone back to 2 hours until the end of the year, I believe. Thank God.
Royal Rumble. Was this the thing that Bunk went to? Everybody, where was Royal Rumble this year? I feel like Bunk goes to that a lot. The Royal
Rumble is great. So if you're like me and you have trouble focusing on anything for more than 10 minutes, the Royal Rumble is great because there's a new wrestler that enters the match every 2 minutes. So it's like a completely different match. And
are these just on like regular TV? Is Royal Rumble televised?
That's the Royal Rumble. I mean, it used to be a pay-per-view. I don't think they're called pay-per-views anymore. They're called PLEs, Premium Live Events. But I believe as of next year, starting in January, I think they're all going to be on Netflix.
Oh.
WWE signed a big deal with Netflix, I think earlier this year.
Okay.
It's like Raw and the PLEs are gonna be on Netflix.
Okay. You would like Rhea Ripley. She is a badass, and I'm not into wrestling. Did I read this from the Kryptonite Kid? Good to have a New Zealand represent. We've got a lot of Kiwis on tonight. By the way,
are all of you New Zealanders in the Omnibus New Zealand group?
Yeah, Kryptonite Kid, are you in the Facebook group for New Zealand collectors? The Beyond Comics started?
It's soccer here in New Zealand.
Oh, it's called soccer?
It's called soccer, but I mean I've been calling it football for a while, so.
Kane feels your pain.
Thank you.
Lucas started Ice Cream Man tonight. Yeah, it is super good. Now, is that a book that's probably a little too creepy for you, I would think?
I'd read it.
Sorry?
I would read it.
Okay.
I just don't have it. I don't own it. I mean, I've got Something's Killing the Children, and I still haven't read that. So.
Okay.
And I'm so busy with Batman.
Yeah.
I've got no time for anything else.
Yeah, nobody's going to argue with you on that. Batman. Okay, people talking to each other. Well, Sweden is the Spain of Scandinavia. Okay.
Okay.
After 3 hours shows for so long, now 2 hours seems rushed. Well, we've gone 2.5.
No, I think he's talking about Raw.
Oh, Raw. Oh, I thought you were talking about my show.
Yeah, but 3 hours, like, I don't want to watch a movie for 3 hours. So why? I don't know why people want to watch wrestling for 3 hours. Like, unless it's a premium live event, like a special event, but every week. Like, I get it. I get more people are highlighted on a 3-hour show, and the 2-hour shows we've gotten so far have kind of, well, the one show kind of sucked. Last week's Raw kind of sucked. But we'll see.
Oh, I need the Peacock app. I have the Peacock app, so I will be watching it on Monday. In the US, it's on Peacock. All their PLEs are on Peacock.
Mm-hmm. But okay. I think they're all going to Netflix in January.
Whoops! I jumped to the end. Bunk went to AEW Collision and SummerSlam. Okay, that's what it was.
I might go to AEW next year. I think they're doing a show in Brisbane, Australia.
Samantha, do you speak Spanish?
I only a little bit. I've got a teacher, and I've sort of been learning by myself for a while. But like, hold on, let me get this. I bought this in Spain. I bought this in Barcelona. Uno año.
Oh, you're one.
Yes. And I can't, like, even this is just, it's too complicated for me. But maybe one day.
Kryptonite Kid is on the Facebook group. He lives in Kerry.
You got it. That's it.
Yep. Nice. I feel like William Lee, she may have answered this, but we can try again. Is there any big Comic-Con by you where a lot of creators attend? Do you have to go to Australia for that?
They've got like Supernova conventions in Australia that they're a lot better than what we get, but I think even those, like, they're nothing compared to what you guys get. You guys are so lucky.
And here I am not even knowing how lucky I am. It's kind of a waste. I'm clearly wasting my time. So I'm gonna change and I want to watch Raw this Monday. I'm definitely doing it. Carl is late. Sorry?
I hope it's a good show, because last week's kind of sucked.
I will probably have to ask you if it's a good show. I'll just be watching and I'll just say, what are we watching, Samantha? Carl's slated to visit Auckland next year sometime. Any suggestions on what to do?
I always joke with people whenever people say, what is there to do in Auckland? I always say that there's a fountain at Mission Bay that you can't miss. Don't do that. I mean, there's like basic tourist things, like go to the Sky Tower and have a walk around, like Wynyard Quarter or Britomart.
There's that ice cream store that is decent.
There is an ice cream store called Duck Island.
Yeah,
they're not in the city. They're in Ponsonby and Newmarket. If you've got a car, go out to one of the beaches on the west coast. Like Piha is pretty special. It sort of depends on what time you go, though.
What time of year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our summers are pretty nice. Yeah, Mission Bay Fountain. Mission Bay Fountain, you can't miss it. It's our biggest tourist attraction.
You are coming off of winter right now? Is it spring-ish?
It's spring.
Okay.
It's like raining right now, though. It's kind of gross.
What are this is a good question from Harvey, a non-yelling question. What are your favorite non-big 2 books? That's a good question, even for me. I wonder if I could. I'm sure I could figure it out.
I don't know if I could pick like a one book that's like my favorite, but I did read Space Mullet recently, and I absolutely loved it with Daniel Warren Johnson. Do a Powerbomb is one of my favorite books. I love that. Yeah. I really like Blue Book.
You liked what?
Blue Book.
Oh, the Tiny Onion one about the
Yeah.
I love that book.
I really like that. I think the next volume comes out later this month.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm really liking the Energon universe at the moment. I've only read like the first 4. Sorry, I've only read like the first 4 trade paperbacks. So like the first volume of Transformers and first volume of what is it, Duke, and I can't remember the others. Void
Cobra
Rivals
Commander.
and yeah, Cobra Commander. Yeah, I'm really liking those.
Is Void Rivals part of that universe?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna give those first few trades a try.
I haven't read I haven't read Saga. I've got the compendium, but I don't like I wanted to read it when I got the compendium, but now it just seems like such a long wait. Like you know, for the second whenever it's going to be finished.
Yeah. It has been torturously long.
Yeah.
Well, Lucas, we're glad you're back. Been so busy with work the last 6 months, exams, licensing. Good to have you back.
Mm-hmm.
We all watch Omnidog for 5 hours. Shawn Michaels, the first one to win the Rumble as the first entrant.
Mm-hmm. In 95, right? Or 96, 95. I think he won both years, I think. I can't remember.
I think PLEs in the US won't go to Netflix until 2026, but that hasn't been finalized. Internationally, it'll be Netflix in 2025.
I think they're already on Netflix here in New Zealand, so maybe other places around the world. The PLEs are already on Netflix. Like WrestleMania was on Netflix this year, and the last one, Bad Blood, was on Netflix.
NFL dude with the important question: would you rather be a heel, baby face?
Heel.
Okay. Is that what you were training for, to be a heel?
Oh, you sort of just that's. I mean, a heel is a bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to be.
Yeah. Okay.
I was just training to wrestle.
And what's a baby face?
Like good guy, like ultimate good guy.
Oh,
like
okay.
Baby face is like the ultimate good guy, and then the face is like the good guy.
And does the manager wrestle also? Or does he manage?
Some of them do. Or they've found themselves in a match, but no, it's mostly like just a manager role, like walking alongside, being the mouthpiece, and
okay.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Okay.
I'm not doing anything else. Samantha, have you gone to the Shire, which I believe is in New Zealand?
Mm-hmm. I've been to Hobbiton 2 or 3 times.
Is this where the movies were filmed? Is this what we're talking about?
They filmed Hobbiton. They filmed The Hobbit at Hobbiton.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's a tourist attraction, like a proper place that you can go to. The other, like the filming locations for Lord of the Rings were just like anywhere.
Okay.
Like Mount Doom's an actual like mountain. I wouldn't call that a tourist attraction though. Like that's the Tongariro like, yeah, it's a tourist attraction, but I don't think it was like made. Well, it's not. It wasn't. I don't think it was made famous because of Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Maybe it was. I don't know. I don't think it was.
Jess would be an excellent Spanish tutor. I could pronounce it, and then Gio has to translate it for me.
Yeah, my Spanish teacher's on a little holiday at the moment, and I was watching. I think it was Omnibros, and I saw Rodimus. He wrote something on Monday, and I was like, I don't think that's not what I'm learning.
Yeah, Rodimus has been throwing in some colloquialisms, some local color into the mix. Do you have favorite reads this year? Alon asks. Is there what? Gosh, I can't believe.
Junkyard Joe. I did read Junkyard Joe this year,
and you really did
and
like
I loved that. Yeah. God. I read The Flash by Jeff Johns for the first time this year. And like I didn't grow up with The Flash. I knew who The Flash was. But I never read Flash comics as a kid or whatever. So this is like this has been my first time like reading The Flash, like Mark Waid's Flash and then Jeff Johns' Flash, and I've sort of fallen in love with the character. He's a character that like I didn't grow up with, but who I've really enjoyed. So I guess I'm collecting everything Flash now.
Oh, good. That's great. Mission Bay Fountain. That's close to my house.
Okay.
No joke. I find Spaniard Spanish hard to understand. I find myself squinting when talking to them and relying on subtitles when watching.
I tried my best, like when I was in Spain, and I'd like break out my Duolingo Spanish, and but everyone was so nice and like let me talk and would help me, and yeah, everyone was great. But I don't know anyone who speaks it here, so it's sort of difficult. I don't have conversations except for with my teacher.
Jess should watch the last PLE Bad Blood instead. Highly recommend that over a regular Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah, but only watch that first match. I wouldn't. I didn't love anything else really.
From Bad Blood?
Nope. I didn't like the ending.
Okay. I have a feeling I'm going to have to be coming back to you for suggestions. What do you have?
My opinions are very different to a lot of other people's.
That's fine. I'm vibing with you on wrestling, and that's enough. I will accept your opinion as gospel.
Okay.
What do you have in your little manga corner? I have Girl from the Other Side, Samurai Champloo, and Pokemon collectors, and that's good enough. LOL. Reading One Piece digitally my whole life.
I've read. Sorry, I'm just responding to someone in the chat. I've got Slam Dunk. I think I was watching like an old show that maybe you and Riley did or something, and Riley was showing off his Slam Dunk collection.
Oh yeah.
And
that was a long time ago.
He said that was his favorite. Yeah, I think he said that was his favorite manga. So, and that's enough for me. So I got like the 15 volumes of it. But I haven't read it.
He loves sports manga.
Right. Well, yeah, and because I like sports, I think I'd like it. I've got Pokemon Adventures 1 and 2 that I haven't read, but I do want to read that before I go to Japan. I've got the first Visbig of Dragon Ball that I haven't read, but I do want to read that before I go to Japan. The only manga that I've like read and completed is Death Note, and I have read the first. Berserk, the first deluxe of Berserk.
What'd you think of it?
I liked it enough to continue, but I haven't.
Okay, that's fair. I don't know if she can say yet. Have you? I've
read the first trade paperback, like the first volume, and I liked it, but I do want to read the compendium. Yeah, I feel like I can't really give an opinion until I've read like a bigger chunk of it.
Do a Powerbomb needs a deluxe. I'll snag that instantly. Yeah, I read that on Hoopla.
They had, when I was in France, they had this really nice like deluxe of Do a Powerbomb in French, and that was really nice. So hopefully we get it soon.
Yeah. You could always get the thin paperbacks after that compendium. Mismatch collection. Let's go.
I've like with the Batman stuff now, so like I'm mad that I bought all of those standard size hardcovers of the Tinian Batman, because I do want to get the Omni, and I've now decided that I think I'm just going to read everything digitally unless it's unless they bring it out in like oversized format.
Let's see. You do like rugby. You have said that. Which team do you support?
I'm not like a rugby fan. I watch it, and
Okay.
so like I'm a really bad New Zealander. I don't cheer for the All Blacks. They're our team, and they're like so bad right now. And I'm like, hey, like, sorry if you're an All Blacks fan. Yeah, but I do watch it. I watch to see certain teams lose. Same as tennis. I watch to see certain players lose.
Yeah. What are the best villains according to Samantha in wrestling or in comics?
Probably comics, right? Because you don't say villains, I don't think, for wrestling.
Oh, what do you say? Heels?
Heels, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I like Bane because I like Nightfall. I'm really jokered out at this point. So I don't really. I mean, but he's got to be included, right? In the best villains, but I guess
I need him to take a break.
I really like Victor Zsasz.
Oh yeah,
that's probably my like smaller character, I guess, that I like. And then for, I don't know. Yeah, maybe just those two for now. I'm looking at my Spider-Man shelf. I like Kraven.
Mm-hmm. A lot. Okay. Bad blood. Okay, you agreed. What do you blah, 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 blah. Did you grow up as Marvel or DC, or were you already cultured at a young age? LOL.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
I probably grew up, I guess, on DC because I used to watch the Batman movies as a kid. I'm probably going to lose everyone now. I am a diehard Batman Forever fan. I will die on the hill that Batman Forever is the best Batman movie of all time.
I love it. I am absolutely not going to say anything about that movie because I never saw it.
Really?
Yeah. It was too much for me. Just all the various characters in there. It's the same reason I didn't see Spider-Man 3. I was like, there's too many villains. It's not going to work. And I just never saw it.
Val Kilmer was my first crush. So I've seen that movie so many times.
Oh, okay. Batman Forever. Wait, what's the George Clooney one?
Batman and Robin.
Oh. I like Batman Forever.
I watched Batman and Robin again last night, and it was not as bad as the previous time I had watched it. But I was also doing other things while I was watching it, so it didn't have my full attention.
I like Batman Forever with Val Kilmer. Yeah, I can see why you had a crush on him.
Val was a great Batman. Yeah. I thought Val was a great Batman.
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman's in that movie as well, and I think that's the best Nicole Kidman has ever looked in a movie.
I agree.
Yeah,
I don't think you're going to lose.
I love that movie.
On that one. Yeah, I think you can. I don't blame you for
so
that.
I just want to answer James's question. Batman and Robin is better than Joker 2? Yes. Yes, it is. Joker 2 sucked.
Oh yeah, Tombstone was such a good movie. That was Val Kilmer's greatest acting performance, I think. I could watch Tombstone again easily. I could own that movie and be happy. Batman Return. Okay. I
need to buy that Batman Forever McFarlane Batmobile.
Oh, I haven't seen it. Wait, where was that? Here it is. Zaz has been underutilized in the Bat world for sure. He's such a brutal character. He may have been slightly canceled. Batman Forever. The same. Just talking about it the other day. There you go.
So good.
Val Kilmer was
underrated.
Pokemon. Oh.
Because I was talking about manga.
Because you got Dom right there.
Well, I grew up like playing Pokemon like on the Game Boy.
Yeah.
And I got it on there's an emulator, so I started playing Pokemon. I think I played Pokemon Red recently.
Oh, Kane has now thrown the Spanish flag up.
Okay.
Because Rodimus isn't here, we can have actually I can have my guest since she is.
No. I'm not talking Spanish online.
You're not going to try. Even I give this a try.
I don't want to. I will answer it in English.
Okay. You want me to say it and then you answer it?
You go ahead.
Okay. Buenas noches, Omnidog y BatMantha. Esta pregunta es para BatMantha. ¿Cuál es tu país favorito para visitar hasta ahora? ¿Cuántos países te quedan por visitar?
I don't know that last bit because I don't know what te quedan means. But my favorite country, I have already answered it, is Spain that I visited. Spain and Italy. Are you asking how many countries I've been to? Sure. I've been to about 30.
Nice. Nicely done, Kane.
I'm not speaking Spanish, I'm sorry.
I like all the Batman movies, but Forever has always been my favorite. There's another one. I agree. I worked in Hollywood and watching movies was my job. And I only walked out of 2 movies, and one was Batman and Robin. And I was a Batman geek.
Well, Joker 2 would be another one that you'll walk out of. The last question as well, and yes, James, I agree. We need the Schumacher cut. I would like to see the Schumacher cut in my lifetime. Yeah, which countries do you have left to visit?
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to visit every country. I know people that have that goal, and that does not interest me at all. But there's still like maybe 20 countries I want to visit, or like 15 countries. I really want to go to South America, maybe at the end of next year, because I've never been to South America before. Like Brazil, Peru, Argentina, Bolivia. And there's more countries around Europe that I'd really like to go to, like Portugal, Iceland.
Iceland. I want to go there because I want to see the Northern Lights.
I think like Northern Canada is a really good place to see them.
Yeah. We had the Northern Lights here Thursday night, but I couldn't see them where I was. My camera caught a little bit of them, but it was the Northern Lights came this far down. But I want to see just the sky lit up with them, and that's not what we had.
We had the Southern Lights recently as well. We had them a few nights ago. But no, I'm joining the club of a lot of people that didn't bother to go and see them.
Oh, you have to go find a place with no light.
Yeah.
No light to ruin it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of effort. I'm like, if I can't see them from my window, I give up.
Oh, you think my Spanish is excellent? Thank you. Yep. Flying makes me so damn tired. Yeah, I think you said that to the same. You said recently that was a very long flight back.
Yeah, well, I'm starting to like when I travel now. The thing I just am not looking forward to the most is like flying, like the actual travel itself. It's something that I don't get excited about anymore. Like even just driving to the airport, I'm like, I don't even want to do that.
You just want to experience the country.
Yeah, I need like a teleporter or something.
Yeah. Guess what other country has a lot of northern lights? That must be Sweden. No, or maybe Norway, Finland. Even though the light pollution was in my area, the northern lights were still visible enough to see. It was awesome. Oh, that's great. Eclipse over here, northern lights. No, I've seen the eclipse. I've seen a couple full eclipses in my life. I still have to go see the northern lights. And Iceland sounds like a perfect place to do it. I'm willing to leave my house to go to Iceland.
Okay.
I am excited for this. This is a sports thing, baseball.
Yeah, I do know what that is.
Oh, okay, good.
Who are you cheering for?
The Mets, the New York Mets.
Oh, okay.
They're my team.
Okay. They're doing pretty well.
Yeah, they've had an exciting year. It was an unexpected exciting year. What? Let's see. Next one. Oh, Dom, that's right. He's a Dodgers fan. May the best team win.
I was wearing my Dodgers jersey yesterday.
Oh, were you? Okay. How dare you? Okay. Well, actually, we've been on 3 hours, and I think that's a pretty darn good. That's a pretty darn good visit into the life of BatMantha, who I think has a very more interesting than she thinks life. And I appreciate the fact that you took time out of your day to share it with us. The chat has been on fire all night, wanting to talk to you, ask you questions, and you're very interesting and very nice person. And I so appreciate the fact that you were willing to come on the show and talk about all your passions, which is awesome.
Oh, thank you.
And so this is it for tonight's Baturdays in the BatCave. Here you go. You can talk to us all on Omnidog's Vault on Discord. Oh, and here's her Instagram. And this was a lot of fun.
Post, there's no point following me because I don't post anymore.
Okay. So peace and love. Thank you all for watching. The chat was great. A lot of great questions, a lot of great answers, and we had a lot of fun. Really appreciate everybody as always. You always make me feel better, and I was not feeling well, but I'm feeling a lot better now. So peace and love, and I will use my theme song to play us out. Thank you, BatMantha. You were a wonderful guest.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Baturdays. Baturdays. Omnidog in the Minister of Comics. Talk forever, get right your ergonomics. Taking questions from the chat. With a name like that, you think they talk more about the bat. Baturdays.